Welcome everyone to Jimmy John's Field on this Thursday afternoon ball game between the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers and the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. And Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here on just this. It's a gorgeous day for baseball.
Yes, it is, Brian, and then also it's Elvis night here at the ballpark.
89 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny, and like you said, Dan, Elvis night. It's also University of Michigan night here at Jimmy John's Field. And in tonight's matchup between the Beavers and the Hoppers, it's going to be Torrey DeShazer on the mound for the Hoppers with Jake Welch on the mound for the Beavers. Brian Bayless was the pitcher on the mound last time these two teams faced off. Bayless has been since traded to Traverse City in an interleague trade. And back when these two teams faced off last, Dan, Torrey DeShazer went 4 2/3 with 8 hits. Give up 5 earned runs with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. So not the best outing out of him.
All.
His ERA is kind of high up there.
Yeah, Jordan Pinnell had to come in after him, and he went 3 innings, and he only gave up a hit, and did a good job coming in for him.
DeShazer's ERA so far is 6.65 across his win-loss record of 1-3. He's played in 11 games with 23 innings pitched, 25 hits, 11 walks, and 21 strikeouts with a whip of 157. So he's looking to improve this outing and try to get back on track, as he's just not had that great of a year to this point.
No, not at all. And you know what? Tonight wouldn't be a bad idea to get going.
And Jake Welch is going to be on the mound for the Beavers, Dan. He is having a solid year with a 3.43 ERA across 10 games with 21 innings pitched. 2 wins and no losses on the season with 18 hits, 9 walks, and 18 strikeouts. He's been doing a great job keeping walks and hits down and striking out a bunch of guys. He has a whip of 1.29. So it's lets on about a little more than a runner per inning, and he just does a great job overall. So look forward to Jake Welch having a fantastic outing.
Yeah, and both of these teams are coming off of wins this past weekend, or last week, that is. Beavers won 7, got the victory on the 3rd, and the Diamond Hoppers won against the Unicorns back on the 30th.
It was the Beavers who also beat the Unicorns, too.
Yes.
So the Unicorns had a rough weekend this past weekend out, but good for the Hoppers and the Beavers, as the Beavers on that June 3rd, it was a Monday game, in fact, and It was a rare Monday game, celebrating the 4th of July.
Yeah, so far this season, the Diamond Hoppers are 12-10, and the Birmingham Beavers are 10-13.
We had a makeup game earlier. We were making up Game 19 that happened on June 9th, and the Hoppers ended up winning that game. That was, finishing the matchup between the Hoppers and the Beavers from earlier in the season. And the Hoppers ended up winning that game 6-3, as we started off it being 4-1. Both teams scored 2 extra runs before the game finally ended. And, Dan, it's just a gorgeous day for baseball here at Jimmy John's Field.
You couldn't ask for any better, and hopefully this weekend is beautiful as well.
There is a breeze going away to straightaway center field. You know, Jordan Pinnell and Michael Gomez both pitched in the game earlier today.
Yep.
About an hour ago. So I'm a little curious if that'll for sure rule them out. I think it will for Michael Gomez, because he went over an inning pitched. Longer. But Jordan Pinnell just faced 2 batters before he was pulled.
So I feel we'll see Pinnell if
the situation calls for it. I mean, they have other arms in the bullpen that they can turn to. Dan, who did you pick for your player of the game?
I'm going to go with Chris Power this evening.
Chris Power has shown quite a bit of power, pun definitely intended on that one, these past few ball games. Last time these two teams met, he went 1 for 4. He had a base hit, which was an infield single, and then was out the other 3 times. In his game on the 3rd, Chris Power did not play, because that was the Hoppers and Beavers game, so my mistake there.
And the managers are exchanging their lineup cards with the umps for this evening. Fans are just piling on in here.
Dan, my player of the game that I chose was Mike Matashevsky.
All right.
He's fairly new to the league, but he's been heating up here.
Who did Steve go with?
I'm sorry?
Who did Steve go with this evening?
Steve went with, it was if I can find my scorecard. Cam Stewart, and Cam Stewart is batting, I believe, like 367 right now. He's been playing phenomenally so far in the season, and he continues to just hit baseball after baseball. I think he's got himself a 13 game hitting streak now as well. His teammate Ricky Castro is leading the league with hitting streaks. He's actually got the record, and every time he hits safely, he extends that record. I believe he's up to 17 games now as he continues to hit, but it's kind of overshadowing Cam Stewart and what he's doing for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers as well. So meanwhile, it's time for the starting lineups for both teams, so I'll send it down on the field for that.
Shortstop, number 7, Ricky Castro. Batting second from Virginia Beach, Virginia, the second baseman, number 2, Cam Stewart. Batting third from Elmhurst, Illinois, the right fielder, number 12, John Mencken. Batting fourth from Brooklyn, New York, the first baseman, number 21, Esteban Gomez. Batting fifth from Lumberton, North Carolina, the left fielder, number 22, Chris Power. Batting sixth from Toll House, California, the third baseman, number 5, Casey Chenoweth. Batting seventh from Corona, California, the catcher, number 25, Brandon Oliver. Batting eighth from Grand Rapids, Michigan, the center fielder, number 10, Ian Miskowski. Tonight's starting pitcher of the Eastside Diamond Hoppers from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, number 14, Tori DeShazier. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring out your home team for today's game. Do we have any Beaver fans in the house tonight? Well, here they are, the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, managed by Chris Newell. Leading off and batting first from Hayward, California, the right fielder, number 26, DeAndre Clark. Batting second from Charlotte, North Carolina, the center fielder, number 20, Brandon Raw. Batting third from Decatur, Georgia, the first baseman, number 6, Nick Wilson. Batting fourth from Brooklyn, New York, the second baseman, number 8, Robbie Muller. Batting fifth from Pearland, Texas, the left fielder, number 3, Nick Buckner. Batting fourth from Dexter, Michigan, tonight's designated hitter, number 4, Mike Benishensky. Batting seventh from Deming, New Mexico, the third baseman, number 10, Dan Kennan. Batting eighth from Woodstock, Maryland, the catcher, number 17, Robert Lucido. Batting ninth from Montpelier, Virginia, the shortstop, number 1, DJ Martinez. The starting pitcher tonight for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers from Spencerport, New York, number 15, Jake Welch. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your hats. Veterans and active military may keep your caps on while rendering the hand salute as we honor America and our military with the singing of our national anthem, performed this evening by Erica Morad.
Oh, say, can you see
Welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dilber with you here as we are just a few moments away from first pitch between the Beavers and the Hoppers. 7:05 p.m. start today's ball game. And Dan, why don't you go through the lineups one more time for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers as we get closer to
I would
first
love
pitch?
to, Brian. Leading off, you have the shortstop, Ricky Castro. Batting second, the second baseman, Cam Stewart. Batting third, the right fielder, John Macon. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Esteban Gomez. Batting fifth, the designated hitter this evening, Mark Kruger. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Chris Power. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Casey Chenoweth. Batting eighth, the catcher, Brandon Oliver. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Ian Mikowski. Defensively for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers this evening, out in left, you have Nicholas Buckner. In center, you have Brandon Raw. In right, you have DeAndre Clark. At third, you have Dan Kennan. At short, you have DJ Martinez. At second, you have Robert Pollard. At first, you have Nick Wilson. Doing the catching behind the plate this evening for the Beavers, you have Robert Lucido. And on the mound, you have Jake Welch.
Jake Welch so far this season has been a force to be reckoned with that 3.43 average or ERA as he comes in to today's game, and he's a pitcher you want to watch out for if you're the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, especially with this Hoppers team that tends to score a lot of runs. He's going to be a tough pitcher to hit.
Definitely, Brian. And I feel that he's going to be taking over that role since, that starting role when Kevin Matthews has left the team now.
Kevin Matthews obviously signing with the Atlanta Braves organization late last month. He was a strikeout machine. Jake Welch has just 18 strikeouts and 21 innings pitched, but he also only has 18 hits. So he's been doing a fantastic job, and he just looks to come out and continue that role. Torrey DeShazer is in dire need of a strong outing himself. He's got what it takes. He just hasn't really put one together yet this season. So now Ricky Castro will come to the mound for the first at-bat of the ball game.
Just a gorgeous evening we have here at Jimmy John's Field.
Nothing but blue, clear skies as far as the eye can see. Slight breeze going to center field as Jake Welch readies himself on the mound. And here comes the first pitch of the ball game. It's going to be a pitch inside 1-0, and that comes at 7:04 p.m.
We talk about DeAndre Clark being a hitting machine and Brett Belkin, but also can't forget about Ricky Castro.
So that's going to be a ball inside again, 2-0. Yeah, Ricky Castro's batting average at 361 is also approaching that top batting average in the league with Brett Balkin coming into his last game at 375. It's becoming a close race, too, as Cam Stewart also has a high batting average up there as well. 2-1 now on Castro. So that last pitch was called a strike. 2-1 pitch is going to be skied foul. 2-2 now on Castro. Last time these two teams faced off each other, Castro wins 2 for 4. He had 2 base hits and 2 RBIs in that ball game. The 2-1 pitch is going to be skied in the foul territory. Count's going to fall even, 2 apiece. Here comes the pitch from Welch. It's going to sky that one to left field. Buckner will get underneath it and make the catch. So it's going to be 1 out here in the top of the first inning. So now Cam Stewart will step in.
Steve's pick of the ball game.
Cam Stewart was not in last time these two teams faced off back on the 29th. Here comes the first pitch to Stewart. That's going to be a ball inside, 1-0 now. He's looks like he broke his bat on that one. Charging is Martinez. Martinez will make the throw down, and that's going to be 2 quick outs now for Jake Welch. John Macon will step in with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Macon went 0 for 3 last time these two teams faced back last Thursday. He got a base hit in the 8th, and that was pretty much all the production out of him. Comes the first pitch to him. He's going to sky that one high in the air into foul territory. On the run is Wilson. Wilson will be underneath it and make the catch. So making fouls into foul territory where Wilson will make the catch on the first pitch he sees.
Great start for Jake Welch.
Yeah, a quick 1-2-3 inning for Jake Welch. So we're going to go to the bottom half of the first inning where due up for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers will be DeAndre Clark, Brandon Raw, and Nick Wilson. Still a 0-0 tie as we go to the bottom half. Please stay tuned. All right, welcome back. Dan, would you like to go through the starting lineups for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers as we approach the bottom half of the first?
I would love to, Brian. Leading off, you have the right fielder, DeAndre Clark. Batting second and center, you have Brandon Raw. Batting third, the first baseman, Nick Wilson. Batting fourth, the second baseman, Robert Poller. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Nicholas Buckner. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Mike Mashevsky. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Dan Kennan. The batting eighth, the catcher, Robert Lucido. And batting ninth, you have the shortstop, DJ Martinez. Defensively for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers this evening, in left, you have Chris Power. In center, you have Ian Mikowski. In right, you have John Macon. At third, you have Casey Chenoweth. At short, you have Ricky Castro. At second, you have Cam Stewart. At first, you have Esteban Gomez. Doing the catching behind the plate this evening for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, you have Brandon Oliver. And on the mound, you have Torrey DeShazer.
Torrey DeShazer in search of his second win of the season. He's 1-3 so far. With DeAndre Clark stepping in. Clark, last time these two teams faced, Dan, went 2 for 4. So the first pitch from DeShazer is going to be outside, 1-0.
Yeah, Clark right now this season is hitting .366.
So the 1-0 pitch is going to be skied into foul territory. 1-1 now.
So far he has 34 hits, 0 homers, has 11 RBIs.
One pitch is going to be right down the middle, 1-2. Clark still in search of his first home run of the season. He's been producing fine without it, though, as he swings and misses at that one. And he goes down on strikes. Torrey DeShazer strikes out the first batter of the ball game. So now the center fielder for the Beavers, Brandon Raw, will step in. Brandon Raw, since being traded from the Unicorns, has 2 home runs, and that came in his first weekend with them.
Hey, he's been doing a great job in that Beavers lineup. Getting comfortable.
He even hit a home run against the Unicorns the other day. As here comes the first pitch to Raw. It's going to be a pitch down the middle, 0-1. Shazer sets, and here comes the delivery. 0-1 pitch will be just low. 1-1 now. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That'll be outside for a ball. 2-1 now.
Yeah, in their game on Monday, Brandon Raw was very active. He had 3 RBIs in that ball game against the Unicorns.
The 2-1 pitch is down low for a strike. Count will fall even at 2 apiece now. There is 1 out and a 2-2 count on Brandon Raw here in the bottom half of the first inning. It's 0-0 still. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. That'll be just a little bit inside. 3-2. Count will run full on Raw. Two pitches swung on and missed by Raw.
That pitch definitely had him fooled there.
Yes, as it looked like a half-hearted swing from him as he goes down on strikes. The second strikeout for DeShazer, and the first 2 outs of the ball game are strikeouts for the Hoppers. Nick Wilson will step in now, and Wilson is a fearsome foe to be met with at the plate. Nick Wilson earlier in today's makeup ball game, as he foul tips that one in the netting, 0-1. He hit a base hit for an RBI and made it 6-3, but his team ended up ultimately losing that ball game. But Wilson can provide RBIs, Dan, with the home run or just base hits. It doesn't really matter to him.
And his favorite spot is definitely out there in center.
That's for sure. When he does tend to hit that long ball, it tends to travel even that center field wall out there as he swings and misses at that one. He reached on that one. 0-2 now. So that pitch was outside.
That was definitely a weird swing there from Nick Wilson.
So an 0-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first inning. DeShazer struck out the first 2 batters. Here comes the pitch. That'll be outside. 1-2 now. So the 1-2 pitch. He's going to ground that one foul. Just chopping it.
Fans are still making their way to their seats for this evening ball game.
Yeah, fans tend to continue to show up all the way into the 3rd inning in my experience. Some fans like to come later to the ball game. Don't have to worry about traffic that way, and you still have the best parts of the game, as that one's a base hit to right field for Nick Wilson. And some very loud Beaver fans cheering for him. So now the first base hit of the ball game for either team is courtesy of Nick Wilson. So it's going to be a man on and 2 outs in the bottom half of the first for Robert Poller. Poller pinch hit on last Thursday's game in the 8th inning where he drew a walk. He's going to fly that one into the netting. 0-1 now on Poller.
Still brand new to this league. Only has 1 hit.
He has 2 walks, however. One of those, as I just mentioned, came in that pinch hit situation last Thursday. Oh, 1 pitch will be down low. 1-1 now. Got 1 hit and 4 at-bats. That's for a batting average of .250 exactly. So the 1-1 pitch will be outside. 2-1 now. Nick Wilson with a decent lead down there at first base. Here comes the 2-1. He's going to sky that one to center field. Fairly deep on the run is Mikowski. On the warning track will make the catch. And Pollard got a lot underneath that one, but he drove it to the deep end of the ballpark. So he will fly out to Mikowski in center, and that'll end the inning. The Beavers get the first hit of the ball game, but can do nothing with it, so it's still going to be a 0-0 tie as we go to the top half of the second. When we come back to the top half of the second, leading off for the Hoppers is going to be Esteban Gomez. Following him be Kruger and Power, the 4, 5, 6 hitters in the lineup. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the second inning in a 0-0 ball game between the Hoppers and the Beavers. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolber with you here, bringing you this Thursday evening game, and Esteban Gomez will be set to lead it off for the Hoppers.
Last time these two teams faced each other, Esteban Gomez went 0 for 4 when he reached on a walk.
So as Gomez waits for his first pitch, he's going to drive that one to center field. On the run is Raw to the track, to the wall, and that one's gone.
Wow.
Center field. Drive home run, solo shot for Esteban Gomez. And he hit that one straight away center field to give the Hoppers a 1-0 lead on the first pitch he saw.
Brandon Raw
from
out
Jake
there in
Welch.
center tried to leap for it, but that one couldn't get leaped for.
Raw kept backing up and made that leaping attempt at the wall, but that was over that protective netting in center field as Esteban Gomez got all of that
Yes,
one
he did.
to give his team a 1-0 lead. So now Mark Kruger will step in, trying to follow up on that solo shot.
And it carried in a hurry, Brian.
So the first pitch of Kruger is going to be a strike in there, 0-1. Esteban Gomez in that cleanup spot has done his job early in this ball game now. As that one from Kruger is going to be hitting a left field, as that one will land in foul territory between three fielders. 0-2 now on Kruger.
Kruger so far this season hitting .233 has 10 hits, a homer, and 9 RBIs.
When these two teams played each other last Thursday, meanwhile Kruger swings and misses at that one, and he goes down on strikes. So now there'll be one out for Chris Power. A 1-0 lead, however, after the Esteban Gomez solo shot. Chris Power is your pick for player of the game, Dan.
He sure is, Brian.
He was also your pick for player of the game last Thursday, so you have a lot of faith in Power.
Yeah, I do. Hey, he's hitting .256, has 22 hits, 4 homers, and 13 RBIs.
And it's going to be a ball to him, 1-0. Power in last game's appearance on last Thursday between the two teams went 1 for 4. He's going to drive that one to right field. That one's going to get down for a base hit, maybe more. Clark gets over there in a hurry. Power rounds first base, and the throw in from Clark is not going to be in time. As Power gets in and charges down to second for a double.
Great hustle there by Power, getting the second safely.
Clark got over there in a hurry, so I thought once he rounded first he'd stop, but he decided he was going to power through it and keep going, and the throw from Clark was not in time as it was cut off by Pollard out there. Power doing a great job of just barely beating that throw. So now with one out, there's a man at second and a chance for Casey Chenoweth to extend the lead here.
So far this season, Casey Chenoweth hitting .270, has 20 hits, a homer, and 8 RBIs.
Went 1 for 4, however, last time these two teams met on Thursday. Only reached on a base hit as that one's in for a strike, 0-1. Dan, I'm really thinking if that ball wasn't cut off by Polar out there that he might have been out, because that ball was thrown from the angle where I looked like it was right on target, and yeah, it bounced over there by Polar, but I still think it would have been faster. That one's gonna be foul down the third base line, just barely, yeah.
Yeah, Clark got to the baseball in a hurry, and I didn't really think, like you're saying, Power was gonna get there.
Well, his throw from Clark was right on the money. But it was cut off by Pollard once it hit the ground, and I think if he would have just left it after the bounce, it would have went right to Martinez, and I think they had a good chance of tagging out Power. But instead, when Pollard cut it off, then it takes the time to turn around and throw the ball again. As the 0-2 pitch comes in, swung on and missed by Chenoweth, and he goes down on strikes. The second strikeout of the ball game for Jake Welch.
Making his USPBL debut, the catcher number 25, Brandon Oliver.
And making his USPBL debut with the Eastside Diamond Hoppers is Brandon Oliver, the catcher today for them.
I'm telling you, Brian, it's just great to see new faces in this league.
And a great opportunity for him as well, as he's got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here in the top half of the second. Opportunity to extend the lead to 2-0. Let's see what he can do here in his first at-bat. The first pitch to him is way inside as he spins out of the way, 1-0. Pitch swung on and missed there. 1-1.
Big cut from him.
Yes, it was, as he thought he was getting a fastball on that one and ended up swinging over top of the pitch. Comes the 1-1 pitch. That'll be outside, 2-1 now. Jake Welch on the mound for the Beavers, coming into today's ballgame with a 3.43 average. Has given up a solo shot to start the inning on the first pitch to Esteban Gomez.
That was deep to center.
Straight away center field at over 395 feet, as that's going to be a ball. 3-1 now to Oliver. The 3-1 pitch is way inside, so Brennan Oliver in his first plate appearance in the USPBL will be walked. So that'll put runners at first and second for Mike Mikowski, or Ian Mikowski.
Yeah, he pinched hit for Jeremy Scott the last time these two teams met.
He grounded out, however, in that opportunity for him.
So far this season only has 2 hits and 2 RBIs.
So that's going to be a pitch on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. Mikowski taking on that one on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. The 0-1 pitch is going to be in the dirt, 1-1 now to Mikowski. We got runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. It's a 1-0 lead for the Hoppers and an opportunity for Ian Mikowski to extend it further.
all thanks to Esteban Goma's solo home run.
As he got all of that one and drove it to straightaway center field on the first pitch offered from Welch. The 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike. Count will run to 1-2. The 1-2 pitch is going to be way inside, and that's going to get away from Lucido, and that's going to allow both runners to advance out of throw. So now there'll be runners at second and third for Ian Mikowski.
Perfect chance here to get at least one, maybe even two runners in.
Especially now that runners are at second and third thanks to the wild pitch. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. He's going to ground that one over to the second baseman. Paulo will grab it and throw it on to first and beat him by just a little bit. And that'll be it for the inning. However, the Hoppers do claim the lead thanks to the solo shot from Esteban Gomez. So we're going to go to the bottom half of the second, where it's due up is Nick Buckner, Mike Metashevsky, and Dan Kennan, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the lineup for the Beavers. And we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the second inning, where Nick Buckner is set to lead it off. Comes the first pitch to Buckner from DeShazer, and he's going to swing and miss at that 93-mile-an-hour offering. 0-1 on him. DeShazer had a good first inning, only gave up one base hit and struck out two. Looks to continue that here, as that's a pitch outside, 1-1.
So far this season, Buckner's hitting .256, has 21 hits, a homer, and 6 RBIs.
Swing and a miss there at an 84-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch, 1-2 now. That was an off-balance swing, too, as he staggered out of the batter's box after swinging at that one. Comes the 1-2 offering. He's going to foul that one in the netting. Remain 1-2 now. When one for three last time these two teams met, with a base hit and a walk. 1-2 pitch is going to get him on the
Ooh.
outside edge. Strike 3 against Nick Buckner.
What a beautiful pitch there by DeShazier.
And that was a good pitch, but I don't think it was the location that Oliver wanted, because if you looked when he received that pitch, his arm was in a weird position, as it looked like it was further outside than he wanted it.
But it happened to be DeShazier's third strikeout of this ball game.
So now Mike Metashevsky will stand in
He was your pick for tonight's ball game?
for player of the game. Yes, sir. Didn't play in last Thursday's matchup between the two teams, as the first pitch to him is going to be a strike 0-1.
So far, he's hitting 238 here in USPBL.
He's got 1 RBI across those 5 hits he's got as he skies that one into foul territory. Charging in is Chenoweth, and it's going to land in the grandstands. So 0-2 now on Metashevsky. Chenoweth in a straight sprint from third base trying to get over there. Got to give him the credit on that one for the effort, at least.
And fans are ducking out away that baseball as it was coming down.
You get 2 types of fans, Dan. You get the fans that will duck out of the way in fear of getting hit, and the fans that will risk breaking a finger trying to catch it. So the 0-2 pitch is going to be in there for a strike, and that's going to strike out Mike Metashevsky, the second strikeout already of this inning.
Man.
And
DeShazier, this is a guy we haven't seen before.
yeah, DeShazier starting out this inning just like the last one with 2 strikeouts. First 2 strikeouts in this ballgame were swinging, and these 2 were looking. So now Dan Kennan will stand in.
So far this season, Kennan's hitting 271, has 19 hits and 4 RBIs.
One of those RBIs came in last Thursday's matchup when he had an RBI single. Also had a double in that ball game, went 2 for 4 in total. First pitch to him was a ball 1-0. Comes the 1-0 offering from DeShazier. He's going to show bunt on that one, make contact, but it will fall foul. 1-1 now. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second inning. It's a 1-0 lead for the Hoppers on the back of the Esteban Gomez solo shot in the top half of the inning. 1-1 pitch to Kennan is going to be in there for a strike as they appeal down to first base. Kennan didn't hold up, so 1-2 it'll be. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Going to check a swing on that one. They're going to say he didn't go on that one, so it'll fall even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Also 2 outs in the inning. Here comes the pitch from DeShazier. Oh, he's going to beam Dan Kennan with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And that one looks like it hurts, as he's going to try and limp that one off down the first base line.
Let's hope he's okay.
He's going to now do a slight jog down to the first, and he looks to be all right. And that's always good to see. That one looked like it hit him on the thigh. Hopefully it was just a Charlie horse.
Let's hope.
So now Robert Lucido will step in. Lucido batting just 194 with 7 hits, 5 RBIs, and a home run on the season. He's got a runner on first base with 2 outs now. As here comes the first pitch to him from DeShazier. That'll be a ball 1-0 as Oliver drops it. DeShazier sets. Going to throw down a first base. He's going to get back in safely, Dan Kennan. Comes the 1-0 pitch from Lucido. He's going to swing and miss at that one. Missing underneath a 92-mile-an-hour fastball high in the zone, 1-1.
Really great pitch there from DeShazer.
Good location, good velocity. Lucido couldn't catch up to it as that's going to be a pitch inside, nearly hitting Lucido. 2-1 now.
Yeah, Lucido had to turn his back on that one.
It's going to be a pitch on the outside half of the plate. 2-2 now. That one was a close one. It looked like it could have gone either way.
DeShazer's been hitting that spot so far quite a few times this evening.
Comes the 2-2 pitch from DeShazer. That's going to be in there for a strike.
Ooh.
Strike 3. Lucido's caught looking, so
He didn't like the call either.
3 strikeouts looking from DeShazer on the mound, and that'll end the inning. And DeShazer has 5 strikeouts already through the first 2 innings pitched. So we go to the top half of the third inning where due up for the Hoppers is going to be Ricky Castro, Cam Stewart, and John Mankin, the 1-2-3 hitters for the Hoppers. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the third inning where Ricky Castro is set to lead it off.
He flew out to the left fielder, Nicholas Buckner, his first time up.
His team currently has a 1-0 lead thanks to the Esteban Gomez solo shot last inning. Comes the first pitch of the at-bat from Welch. 1-0. It's going to be 2-0 now on Castro. The second pitch has missed well. Dan Kennan playing shallow down there at third base in case of a bunt, as that one's hit right up the middle for a base hit. So Dan Kennan has nothing to worry about at third base as Ricky Castro will stop after rounding first base. That will extend his consecutive hitting streak to 18 games now, Dan.
He's been a hitting machine, Brian.
And that will also break the record yet again for consecutive games in a row with a base hit for Castro. Every time he does so, he continues to set a new record.
Yes. And that's great to see.
So Cam Stewart is up to bat with a runner at first base and no outs here in the top of the third inning.
He gone out to the third baseman his first time up.
Ooh, quick throw down to first. Almost gets Ricky Castro. He just barely beats the throw.
Yeah, definitely want to keep a close eye on Castro. He's definitely a threat on the base pads.
First pitch to Stewart is going to be a strike, 0-1. Throw another throw down to first, and Castro getting in again, sliding. Jake Welch has a great pickoff move over there on the mound. It's really quick and accurate as well. So the Hoppers, who love to steal, are going to have to watch out in today's ballgame if they don't want to get picked off. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He's going to drive that one, hammer it into the air. Raw underneath it out there in center field will make the catch, and that'll be one out as Ricky Castro will retreat back to first base. So now John Macon will step in for his second at-bat of the ball game.
He flew out to first baseman Nick Wilson his first time up in foul ball territory.
Yeah, he popped that one up over to the right of first base on the first pitch he saw. That was like a 6-pitch first inning for Jake Welch. So he really burned through the batters that time. Another throw down to first base as Castro gets back in safely. So with one out and one man on, John Macon looks to move Castro over. That is, if Castro doesn't move himself over beforehand.
Yeah, Welch is doing a great job of keeping a close eye on him.
Well, Castro's probably the player you want to watch on the base paths because he is a stealing machine. As the first pitch to Macon is going to be called a strike, 0-1.
Sometimes makes it really look easy when he
getting,
steals them.
I'm getting this vibe that we might see more pickoff attempts than we will pitches in this at-bat.
Could be a possibility.
Another throw down to first as he gets back in barely again. Jake Welch thought he had him.
Castro just has to keep on dusting himself off.
I'm going to keep count on pickoff attempts here. That's 2 in this at-bat. We've only had 1 pitch. He's going to look over to first base. That doesn't count. I can't put a tally down for that one. Still 0-1, though, on Macon. Welch keeping a close eye on first base as the 0-1 pitch comes in for a strike, 0-2.
So far this season, Macon's hitting .343, has 24 hits, 3 homers, and 13 RBIs.
Even the balls he doesn't hit for home runs seem to find their way on the warning track most of the time. He's had a lot of close calls.
Yes, he has.
Comes the 0-2 pitch. He's going to just flare that one over to the shortstop Martinez, who will make the catch behind second base. And that'll be 2 outs now, as Esteban Gomez will step in. Gomez hit that solo shot in the top half of the second inning. That gave his team a 1-0 lead as he drove that one to straightaway center field. So
Yeah, it was deep out there.
that was his 3rd home run on the season. It's going to be a pitch way outside as
Looks like a balk from Jake Welch.
so Ricky Castro's going to be at second base now. Here comes the pitch to Gomez. That's going to be just high for a ball, 1-0 now. 1-0 pitch. It's going to be skied high in the air. But that's about it as it goes straight up, and Martinez will go over there to make the catch just shy of the outfield grass, and that's going to end the inning. The Hoppers managed to get a base runner on, but they'll strand him down there at second base. And we go to the bottom half of the third inning, where it's still a 1-0 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Due up for the Beavers in the bottom half of the third is going to be DJ Martinez, DeAndre Clark, and Brandon Raw, the 9-1-2 hitters for the Beavers. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the third inning where DJ Martinez is set to lead it off. It's a 1-0 lead for the Hoppers. It's going to be a ball outside, 1-0.
So far this season, Martinez is hitting 197, has 15 hits and 9 RBIs.
Be a pitch outside, 2-0.
DeShazer's doing a great job this evening to start.
Yes, he has 5 strikeouts already in the first 2 innings of the ball game, as that one's in for a strike, 2-1. He's done a fantastic job on the mound in a game where he desperately needs a good outing. His stats so far have not been that great, and this could be a start of good things to come for him, as that one's in there for a strike as well, 2-2.
7 of his strikes been getting called on the outside.
Yeah, the umpire's been having a generous strike zone today. I kept wanting to say genuine for some reason. That one's skied up the middle, and a good jumping play from Castro to make the catch as he runs out to center field to make that play. So now DeAndre Clark will step in with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, if Castro wasn't able to get that one, it would have been a single for Martinez, because the center fielder, Ian Mikowski, had a long way to get that one.
Yeah, Ian Mikowski, without a doubt, would have not made it in time. So it was up to Ricky Castro to try and get that out.
That's a great job.
Yeah, he did a good job running out there in center field. It was kind of a blooper. Good job tracking it down for him as Clark looks at his first pitch of the second at-bat of the ball game. It's going to be in there for a strike. First time up, he struck out, swinging at that, too.
Coming into this ball game, Clark was hitting .366.
So that's going to be a ball outside, 1-1 on Clark.
Just trailing a little bit behind Brett Belkin.
That one's going to be just outside for a ball, 2-1. Going to ground that one just fouled on the third base line, and that'll make it 2-2 now. Count will fall even to Clark. There's still 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The 2-2 pitch is going to be grounded down the first base line, and DeShazer on an attempt to play the ground ball wipes out.
Let's hope he's okay.
As Oliver comes running down. That was an awkward-looking fall.
It sure was.
He's grabbing his knee. Hope he's all right out there as the Beaumont doctor comes out to take a look at him.
Just an awkward play.
Yeah, DeShazer charging. It looked like he tried to do too many things at once down there. As he grabbed the baseball and tried to throw it, looked like in one motion while he was off balance, and took a tumble to the ground. Looks like his knee is what hurts him. He's getting up now as the fans applause.
He's trying to walk it off.
Let's hope he can keep going
Yeah,
here.
because he's been doing a great job this evening.
The first 2 innings, he's had 5 strikeouts, and the 6 outs he's gotten, only letting 2 men on. So he's been been dominant so far in these first 2 innings pitched, and I hope
Definitely a different DeShazer we have seen.
And it looks like he will head back to the mound, which is great to see, as his teammates continue to brush the dirt off him.
Because last time he pitched against the Beavers, he only went 4 2/3, but gave up a lot of hits and several runs. So definitely doing a lot better job this evening. He'll get a couple warm-ups, and hopefully that knee's okay.
Looks like he'll stay on the mound. It's great to see him.
Yes.
I'm happy about that. Meanwhile, Denandre Clark will reach on an infield base hit.
That's the only second hit so far for the Beavers in this ball game.
So now Brandon Rawl will step in for his second at-bat of the ball game.
He was also DeShazer's second strikeout victim in this ball game.
As he struck out swinging last time up, he's got a chance here, the man on and 1 out to get his first hit of the ball game.
So far this season, Brandon Ross hitting .280, has 26 hits, 5 homers, and 20 RBIs. And has done a great job since joining the Beavers.
Two of his 5 home runs this season coming with the Beavers. So you're going to throw it on to first base as Denandre Clark will slide in safely.
Just like Castro, Clark is another one you want to watch out on the base pass. He has a good lead there at first.
That one's going to be flied into foul territory. 0-1 now on Raw. Got to watch out for Clark, much like you do for Castro of the Hoppers when he's on the base pads.
Very good lead there for Clark over there at first.
Comes the 0-1 pitch. It's going to be way outside. Looks like it was a throw out, and that's going to be way over the head of Stewart. Looks like he may have fallen on his way to second base.
Lost his footing.
As it wasn't actually that bad of a throw from Oliver behind the plate, but it looked like, Stewart fell. So a lot of hoppers are tumbling down this inning, and that's going to allow Clark to steal second safely. One pitch was grounded over there to the shortstop. Castro makes the play, but it's going to be off the mark. Trying to advance to third is Clark, and he gets back in safely. The throw from Castro, an off-balance throw across his body, was not on target. Gomez couldn't make the play at first. Instead, tried to throw it down to third to hit Clark, trying to advance, but was unsuccessful there as well. So now we have runners at the corners. 2 infield hits in a row. So runners at first and third with 1 out for the Beavers as they trail this game 1-0 for Nick Wilson.
Nick Wilson, been in this situations before and definitely capitalized. I mean, definitely a hitter you do not want in the batter's box, especially when you have guys in scoring position, because he will do damage.
He's got 5 home runs on the season, Dan, and all of them seem to come with runners on base. He's just so much power in that bat as he swings and misses that one, 0-1.
I still remember that broken bat. Remember that?
Yeah, the broken bat, base hit, RBI base hit off the wall in left field. Yeah, it's really something. I think we all know at this point what he's capable of. So let's see if he can bring that to the plate here as the 0-1 pitch is in. He's going to ground that one over the third baseman. They're going to get the force at second. Throw it down to it's going to be dropped at Stewart. They're going to say Brandon Ross out at second base, but Clark will score from third. So that could have been an inning-ending double play if Cam Stewart hadn't have fallen and dropped the ball again. So again, Stewart tumbles down. This time it looked like it was because of Brandon Raw charging second base. So Nick Wilson will have a fielder's choice RBI. And the game is tied at 1 apiece now in the bottom half of the third inning with Robert Poller coming in.
Robert Power flew out to the center fielder, Ian Mikowski, his last time up.
Just on the warning track in dead center field was that hit from Poller where Mikowski ended up catching it.
Paul Nochi's arguing about that play over there at second.
He's probably arguing for interference down there at second base. Claiming Stewart probably could have made the throw if he wasn't knocked over by the aggressive slide from Raw.
Telling you, Paul Nochi's that energetic manager.
Well, he's passionate for the game.
Yes,
and
he is.
He wants the umpires to get the calls right, and as anyone would. Two umpires are discussing, calling Nick Wilson safe down there at first. So now Robert Poller will step in. Like you mentioned, Dan, he flew out to Mikowski last time up. That drops his average from 250 just to 200 now, as he's only got 5 at-bats here with the Beavers. It's crazy how much you can change so quickly.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be a ball 1-0. Comes the 1-0 pitch. It's going to be way outside. Nick Wilson's going to advance down to second on the play. 2-0 now. So that pitch was way outside. Got away from Oliver behind the plate. So with a runner at second base, now Robert Poller can give his team the lead in an attempt to drive home Wilson from second. Wilson doesn't have the most speed on the base paths, so it might take more than a base hit to bring him home. It depends on the location of where it lands. So the 2-0 pitch is going to be driven up the middle right to the shortstop Castro, but off his glove. So he'll be safe down there at first base. Will Poller and Wilson at third. So now we have, again, runners at the corners and an infield hit for Poller.
that has been kind of a rough inning for the Hoppers.
3 infield hits for the Beavers this inning, as Nick Buckner will stand in for the second time today. That one will be ended up fielded as an error, so instead of an infield hit, Robert Pollard will reach on an E6. Sounds going to be driven to left field, right on a line 2 power, who just reaches his glove up and makes the catch. Solid hit from Buckner, but
Yes,
hit
it
it right
was.
on a line to the outfielder. Just happens, just how it happens sometimes, unfortunately, but the Beavers do tie the ball game 1-1 as we head to the top of the 4th inning. When we come back, due up for the Hoppers will be Mark Kruger, Chris Power, and Casey Chenoweth. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 4th inning where Mark Kruger is due up. Kruger struck out swinging his last time up.
This season he's hitting .233, has 10 hits, a homer, and 9 RBIs.
He takes on the first pitch for a strike, 0-1 now. Jake Welch returns for his 4th inning on the mound. He's given up 3 hits so far in today's ball game with 1 RBI, or giving up 1 run, as that one's hit right to Wilson. He can't get it, so that's going to be a base hit down the line as Kruger rounds first base, but stops and retreats back. So a base hit for Mark Kruger on the second pitch of the at-bat. We'll put a runner at first with no outs for Chris Power. Unicorns looking to retaliate here in the top half of the 4th inning and reclaim their lead after the Beavers tied it up last half inning.
Power had a double his last time up.
He ended up getting stranded over there at third base after the Hoppers could not bring him in during the 2nd inning. Comes the first pitch to Power. He's going to check it, swing, and they're going to appeal down to the umpire, but, I mean, that was hardly even a check swing. Don't know what Lucido's really appealing for. I guess it doesn't hurt. So it's going to be 1-0 on Power. There goes Kruger for second base. A throw down to second will be on the money, but Kruger will beat the throw. And I don't even think Martinez even got the ball,
No,
as it looked like it rolled past him. He definitely went through with the motion, made it look like he tagged him.
Kruger had a great jump there.
Yeah, he
first.
started going, He started going as soon as Welch started going through the motion. So 1-1 now on Power. It's going to be a ball low and away, 2-1.
Power has a perfect chance here now to break this tie and bring Kruger in, who's over there at second. after the stolen base.
So a runner at second base now with no outs for Power. Ooh, that's going to barely miss him high near the head, and he is not happy about that
he's
one.
not.
3-1 now on Power.
Had a couple words to the ump about that pitch.
It's going to be skied foul into the grandstand behind home plate. 3-2. Count will run full on Chris Power. It's going to be grounded back to the mound. Welch will make the play down to first base, but it'll be bounced or dropped by Wilson.
Wow.
So Wilson dropping the throw from Welch will make everyone safe.
That is just a weird play, Brian. It looked like an easy out.
The throw was pretty much right on to Wilson, if not maybe a little low. Should have been easily catchable.
Yes.
It looked like he closed his glove a little bit early. So there'll be runners at the corners with no outs here for the Hoppers, with Casey Chenoweth stepping in. Chenoweth last time up struck out swinging. It's going to be a pitch just outside, 1-0.
Coming into this ball game, Chenoweth was hitting .270.
When a pitch swung on and missed, there goes Chris Power for second. He gets in without a throw, so now we have runners at second and third, both in scoring position for Casey Chenoweth. 1-1, meanwhile, as Chenoweth swung and missed at that one, possibly a hit and run opportunity.
Chenoweth does have 8 RBIs this season. Could extend that.
He's got a chance for another one here. Chenoweth has 1 home run, however, Dan. That home run came in the rain-shortened game back on the 19th or the 9th of June, as that one's going to be swung on and missed by Chenoweth, 1-2.
And in which we made up earlier today. Or I should say, wasn't too long ago.
Still no outs here in the top half of the 4th inning, as the Hoppers look to reclaim their lead here. It's a 1-1 ball game. Comes the 1-2 offering, as Chenoweth's going to sky that one high in the air on the charges Lucido, but he'll stop as that one lands in the stands. It'll remain 1-2 now. Comes the 1-2 pitch. He's going to flare that one over to the shortstop. They're going to make the throw down to first. That one won't be in time, but a run will score. And Casey Chenoweth will have a ground out RBI to give his team the lead 2-1 here in the bottom or the top half of the 4th. So Brennan Oliver will stand in. He walked his first time up. That was also his first plate appearance at the USPBL. Still looking to get his first hit here.
He has a perfect chance to get his first RBI as well.
A runner at third base and a chance to extend the lead for the Hoppers as they just reclaimed the lead at 2-1. So that's going to be a pitch way inside, 1-0. If I recall correctly, in his last at-bat, a lot of the pitches he saw were pretty far inside as well. Remember him having to kind of spin out of the way of the first pitch he saw. Comes the 1-0. It's going to be in there for a strike, 1-1 to Oliver. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at third base, 2-1 lead for the Hoppers. Here comes the delivery from Welch. He's going to hit that one right up the middle for a base
there
hit.
it is.
And that's going to score another run. Oliver, with his first base hit with USPBL, will be good for an RBI as well.
Gives his team a 2-run lead now.
Yes, they lead it 3-1 as he drove home Chris Power from third base. So now the 3-run lead and a runner at first with one out here in the top of the fourth inning. Ian Mikowski will stand in. Mikowski grounded out his first time up over there to Pauler at second base. Be 1-0 now, and Mikowski is the first pitch missed outside. Kendon in down there at third base. Being cautious of a bunt. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That'll be down low and inside. 2-0. Kendon will come to the mound and have a quick word with Welch.
Yeah, Roach is definitely had a rough inning so far. Giving up 2 runs.
Only one of which was earned, however, as Chris Powell only reached first base due to an error. 2-0 pitch is going to be on the outside half of the plate for a strike. 2-1 now.
What just a gorgeous evening we have here.
Started out around 89 degrees, has been steadily falling ever since. Clear blue skies as well. Perfect combination for a Thursday evening game as the 2-1 pitch is taken for a strike. 2-2. Mikowski still searching for his first hit of the ball game. His team currently leads it 3-1 thanks to an RBI single from Brandon Oliver and a ground out from Casey Chenoweth that scored Mark Kruger as that one's grounded foul on the third base line. 2-2. That's going to be grounded over to the mound. They're going to make the play behind to second base, down to first, and that's going to be a double play. And that'll end the inning as we go to the bottom half of the fourth, where the Hoppers reclaimed the lead and made it 3-1, thanks to Casey Chenoweth and Brendan Oliver, who both got RBIs this inning. So when we come back to the bottom half of the fourth, the Beavers will lead it off with Nick Buckner, Mike Metashevsky, and Dan Kennan. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the fourth inning, where Mike Metashevsky is set to lead it off.
He struck out his first time up.
That was back in the second inning. He struck out looking at that. He was my pick for player of the game, so I'm hoping he can turn it around here as he swings and misses the first offering, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Torrey DeShazer. 0-1 now. Swing and a miss there as well. 0-2 on Metashevsky. The pitch is going to be outside. 1-2 now as that 94-mile-an-hour fastball missed way outside. That pitch is going to be outside as well. 2-2. Albeit much closer than the last pitch. The 2-2 pitch from DeShazer is going to be in there for a strike, and Metashevsky will strike out looking for his second time in today's ball game.
DeShazer's been getting called third strikes, especially in that location you just threw. A little bit outside.
Yeah, he now has 6 strikeouts on today's ball game, and 4 of which were called strikes. So Dan Kennan will stand in now with 1 out and no man on here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. His team currently trailing at 3-1.
He was hit by a pitch his first time up.
He was drilled by a 94-mile-an-hour fastball in the leg, as that's going to be a strike. 0-1.
But was able to walk it off.
Got to imagine how scary that's got to be.
It is.
A 1 pitch is going to be low for a ball. 1-1. As Kennan successfully checked his swing on it. Comes the delivery from DeShazer. Swing and a miss there from Kennan as he chased a 92-mile-an-hour fastball high out of the strike zone. 1-2.
Shazer's been making great location of his pitches this evening.
1-2 pitch is going to be grounded over to Castro, who's charging in. Will make the throw down to first. It was high, but Gomez, who was in the air, was able to spin and tag Dan Kennan on his way to first base. So an acrobatic play from him manages to save the poor throw from Castro.
That was a very close play there at first.
So Robert Lucido will stand in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. No men on for his team as they currently trail 3-1. Lucido looks to get something going.
He struck out his first time up.
One of the 6 strikeout victims for DeShazer in today's ball game so far.
Coming into this ball game, was only hitting 194. Has 7 hits, 3 RBI, or 5 RBIs, correction, and has a homer.
So that's going to be a ball inside. Last time these two teams faced off, Dan, he went 1 for 3 with a base hit and a walk. So that's going to be a check swing from Lucido. Peeled on to first, and say he did not go, so 2-0 on him. 2-0 pitch going to be high for 3-0 now. Three balls, no strike. Here comes the pitch. Outside, and Lucido's going to be walked on 4 straight balls.
That's DeShazer's first walk of this ball game.
So now DJ Martinez will stand in with a runner on first base and 2 outs. Martinez popped up to Castro last time up. Or I'm sorry, that was the soft line drive to center field that he chased down. First pitch to Martinez will be a ball. 1-0.
Yeah, it was a great running play by Castro. Track it down.
McCoskey in center field didn't have a shot at that, so it was up to Castro to try and make the play, and he did so successfully. Is swinging and missing is Martinez at a fastball low in the zone. Comes the 1-1 offering. Be outside. They're going to throw it on a first, trying to get Lucido at first, but he will get back in safely. 2-1 now on Martinez. DeShazer will set. Comes the delivery. The 2-1 pitch is in there for a strike. Count will fall even at 2 apiece. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first base with a 3-1 deficit for the Beavers here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 2-2 pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Count will run full now. 3-2 as that 79-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch missed outside.
If Martinez is able to get on, due up will be Clark.
It's going to be a walk, and no one there as a throwdown from Oliver is escaping into center field. So Lucido will advance all the way to third as he was missed communication there on the Hopper's part, as there was no point in throwing down the second base as that was a ball.
Cam Stewart and Castro is just puzzled. Were you supposed to get that back, or was I supposed to?
Yeah. So now there'll be runners at the corners with 2 outs here, with Denandre Clark stepping in. Clark is not the guy you want to face here.
No.
The 366 batting average has a pretty good chance of bringing home that runner.
Yeah, last time up he had an infield single and also stolen base. Clark has 11 RBIs this season already, so see what he can do here. Perfect chance to drive in.
As the first pitch to Clark is going to be high for a ball, 1-0.
That would be Robert Lucido over there at third.
It's going to be grounded foul, 1-1 now on Clark. See, 1-0 pitch going to be fouled to the left side. 1-2 on Clark, with runners at the corners and 2 outs here.
The lights begin to come on here at the ballpark.
The sun continues to set. There's shadows stretching across the outfield. One-two pitch is going to be grounded to the right side. Stewart will handle it. Throw it on to first. Just barely getting Denandre Clark as he almost beat that throw out as well. So DeShazer works himself out of this jam here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and we go to the top of the 5th with the Hoppers still up 3-1. So when we come back, Castro will lead it off. Following him will be Cam Stewart and John Mencken, the 1-2-3 batters for the Hoppers. So please stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half, the 5th inning. It's a 3-1 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers over top of the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. They reclaim the lead in the 4th inning thanks to RBIs from Chenoweth and Oliver. Castro so far today is 1 for 2. He had a base hit back in the 3rd inning, so he fouls that one off. 0-1 now. Jake Welch back on the mound for his 5th inning of work. He's given up 3 runs through the first 4, but only 2 were earned.
Yes, also 2 strikeouts.
So the 0-1 pitch will miss. 1-1. Going to fly that one to the foul territory in left field over top of the Beavers dugout. It'll be 1-2 on Ricky Castro. Castro in the 3rd inning reached safely on a base hit, and that extended his hitting streak, Dan, to 18 games now.
18 games. And he keeps breaking records here.
As that extends the record to 18 as well, as he fouls another one off, remaining at 1-2.
He's an exciting player to watch.
He's probably one of the most exciting players to watch in the league. Players like Clark and Wilson on the Beavers, they're just such exciting players to watch at the plate. Everything they seem to do just emanates like all-star potential, and all 3 of those guys will be in the all-star game
this Saturday.
So nice little segue there. As it's 2-2 now as that pitch missed.
Also, the home run derbies before the ball game as well.
As that's going to be a ball high and outside, 3-2. I don't know if Castro's going to be in that. I wouldn't think he would be because he's much more of a contact hitter than anything.
We have Nick Wilson from the Beavers in the home run derby.
You can probably expect to see Taylor Galikowski as well, as the 3-2 pitch is going to be swung foul. He'll stay alive.
It's going to be an exciting day.
I definitely am looking forward to it.
I am as well.
This is going to be our first all-star game with USPBL ourselves, so I'm looking forward to that baseball game. Seeing what the best of the best can do when they're put on the same field. 3-2 pitch is going to miss, and Ricky Castro's going to draw a walk.
He's not the guy you want on the base pads.
No, especially when it's a leadoff walk as well. Putting a guy with that much speed on the base pads, leading off the inning, is definitely a recipe for disaster if you're the Beavers. Jake Welch has a strong pickoff move. He was unsuccessful in picking off Castro last time, but he definitely was pretty darn close.
Yeah.
Tried to pick him off at least 6 or 7 times, and each time it was a tough play at first base for Castro to get back in. Cam Stewart will step back in for his 3rd at-bat of the ball game. Still looking for his first hit, however. He's 0 for 2 so far. Quick look down to first from Welch. Ricky Castro doesn't bite, doesn't even return back to first base.
No.
The first pitch to Stewart will be in there for a strike, 0-1. Oh, 0-1 pitch is fouled off. 0-2 now on Stewart, as he just barely made contact on that one. It's a 3-1 lead for the Hoppers. In case you're just tuning in, the Hoppers led off the scoring in the 2nd inning thanks to a solo shot from Esteban Gomez to dead center field. After that, the Beavers tied it in the 3rd inning, as that one is going to be grounded over to the shortstop. Make the play at second base, but it's going to get away from Wilson. So there goes Cam Stewart for second base. So he will replace Ricky Castro at second base.
Kind of funny how things work out there.
So John Mencken will stand in with a runner at second base and 1 out here in the top half of the 5th inning. And as I was saying, it's a 1-0 game up until the bottom of the 3rd inning, where the Beavers, on a fielder's choice RBI from Nick Wilson, scored DeAndre Clark. Then at the top half of the 4th inning, the Hoppers got the lead back thanks to RBIs from Chenoweth and Brennan Oliver. So that's how we've gotten to the score where we're at, 3-1. So runner at second base with 1 out. Macon has an RBI opportunity to extend the lead as the first pitch to him is going to be high and inside. 1-0.
He has 13 RBIs already this season.
So he looks to get his 14th here, and he's definitely, him being the number 3 hitter in the lineup for the Hoppers, is definitely a threat to be, force to be reckoned with at the batter's box. 1-0 pitch can be outside. 2-0 now. Going to ground that one over to the shortstop Martinez. Him charging in will make the throw down to first, and he will make the throw in time, and that'll be 2 outs as Cam Stewart advances to third. So Esteban Gomez, who hit that solo shot in second inning, will stand in. Another RBI opportunity for him.
He flew out to the shortstop. Martinez, his last time up, though.
That one was
A flare.
Yeah, he flared. He hit that one straight up into the air.
Yeah.
As that one was skied high and ended up coming down over there, right by Martinez in his position. Just before that, Macon had skied or flared it over to behind second base. So Martinez got 2 putouts in a row on 2 infield pop-ups. So Gomez still waiting on his first pitch from Jake Welch. So runner at third base with 2 outs for the Hoppers here in the top of the 5th inning. The first pitch to Gomez will be in there for a strike, 0-1. As the lights come on in the wiffle ball field.
It's an outstanding field, Brian.
Yeah, it is. As that one's fouled off down by the Hoppers dugout, 0-2.
Telling you, one of these games where before the game or maybe even after, try to get in there and get a game going.
Sounds like a blast. Although, just warning you ahead of time, I'm not the best when it comes to coordination.
Well,
You've probably seen me drop my phone 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Esteban Gomez swings and misses that one. He goes down on strikes. So we are halfway through this baseball game as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, where due up for the Beavers is going to be Brandon Raw. Following him be Nick Wilson and Robert Pollard. Still a 3-run lead for the Hoppers, however, so we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the fifth inning, where Brandon Raw is due up for the Beavers.
And we have a new pitching change, Brian.
Yeah, Dan, Torrey DeShazer's day is done. I got to imagine it's a precautionary reason. He's only has 79 pitches. Could have gone at least one more inning.
Yeah, that knee that he tumbled over there at first. So hopefully he's okay. But what a good start for him this evening.
2-0 now on Raw. Yeah, Matt Rogers will stand in. Torrey DeShazer goes 2 innings pitched with 3 hits, giving up 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He did hit a batter, but it was a strong outing from DeShazer, and it's just his luck, it seems, that when he's having a great outing the way he was, that he'd have to take that tumble down there at first base, and he'd be taken out for precautionary reasons. Because it was a great start from him in today's ballgame.
Yes, it was. Matt Rogers, so far in 24.2 innings pitched this season, he has 3 wins, a loss. He's given up 17 hits. It has given up 11 walks. It has 19 strikeouts, given up 11 runs, which were earned, an ERA of 4.01, and a WHIP of 1.14.
Meanwhile, Brandon Raw on the mound has a 3-1 count against him, facing off against Matt Rogers. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be in there for a strike, 3-2 as Brandon Raw takes. Comes the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss there from Raw, and he goes down on strikes, frustrated at himself as he pumps his fists.
Better luck next time.
His second strikeout of the ball game. Nick Wilson will stand in now for the Beavers as they try to get something going here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. They currently trail 3-1 in the bottom of the fifth.
Today's ball game, Nick Wilson's 2 for 2.
It's going to be a pitch outside, 1-0.
And does have an RBI. On a fielder's choice, that is.
An RBI is an RBI. I'm sure he'll take it any way he can get it, as that's going to be a strike. 1-1 now on Wilson. It's going to be a ball high, 2-1. Comes the 2-1 pitch. That's going to be a ball just outside, 3-1 against Nick Wilson now. Swing and a miss there from Wilson. Count will run full 3-2. Second time this inning, Matt Rogers has pitched himself into a 3-2 count.
He's been successful to start.
Yeah, after going 3-1 on Brandon Raw, he managed to strike him out swinging. Let's see what he can do against Wilson here. As the pitch comes in, it'll be outside. So
wasn't successful that time.
No siree, as Wilson will end up walking. And with 1 on and 1 out, Robert Pollard will step in. Reached on an error his last time up. Paul Nochi will come out to the mound. And they'll have a quick chat. Nochi will return to the dugout, as will Oliver to behind the plate. Pollard will step in now.
He's 0 for 2 today. Reached safely on the error his last time up by Ricky Castro.
Wilson's down there at first base after walking. So there's one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. His team trails it by 2 runs. The first pitch is going to miss outside, 1-0, 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Matt Rogers. The 1-0 pitch is going to be skied to the air in right field as Mencken will come in to make the catch. That'll be 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nick Buckner will stand in with 2 outs and a runner at first base, try to keep this inning alive and perhaps give his chance a team to score a run.
Buckner today is 0 for 2 as well. Struck out his first time and then flew out to the left fielder Chris Power his last time up. And looked like we're having another pitching change for the Hoppers.
So Matt Rogers comes in and does a pretty good job. He does walk a batter, but manages to get 2 out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please direct your attention to the video board. The University of Michigan night. Here is the first 5 installments of the greatest plays ever at the University of Michigan Stadium. Enjoy.
So Michael Stafford will come in to replace Matt Rogers here in the bottom half of the 5th inning, try to get the final out.
Now pitching for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers from Canton, Michigan, number 19, Michael Stafford.
Matt Rogers goes 2/3 of an inning pitch, giving up no hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Michael Stafford will inherit a runner as Nick Wilson had walked in the inning.
And 9.5 innings pitched for Stafford. He's getting up 9 hits, 9 walks, 11 strikeouts, 11 runs which were earned. Has an ERA of 10.24 and a WHIP of 186.
So the first pitch to Buckner missed, 1-0. That one will be just a little bit high, 1-1 or 2-0 now on Buckner. The 2-0 offering is just high, 3-0 now on Buckner. So a man down at first base, that is Nick Wilson. He reached on a walk earlier this inning. The Beavers trail 3-1 against the Hoppers here in the bottom half of the inning. So 3-0 pitch is going to be in there for a strike, 3-1 now. The 3-1 pitch is going to be outside. Buckner's going to reach on a walk, so now there's going to be 2 men on for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So Mike Metashevsky will stand in for his 3rd at-bat of the ballgame. He's struck out looking both times so far, Dan.
He was your pick for the game.
Yes, he was. It doesn't mean he's got an RBI opportunity here.
Yeah,
Let's see
he
if he can
does.
do something.
Coming into this ball game, he was hitting .238, has 5 hits and an RBI.
First pitch to Metashevsky is going to bounce in there, 1-0. Comes the 1-0 pitch, can be high and outside, 2-0 now. As Michael Stafford is having a hard time finding the strike zone here.
Now the first baseman, Esteban Gomez, goes over there to calm him down a little bit.
Two-0 pitch is going to be high for a ball. 3-0 now on Metashevsky.
Yeah, Stafford's having a hard time with his location.
Needs to calm down out there on the mound and just get the job done. There's already 2 outs in the inning. He just needs to get 1 out. Comes the 3-0 pitch. That is going to be high for a ball. 2 walks to start his appearance here, and that'll load the bases on walks. So now Dan Kennan will stand in with an opportunity here with the bases loaded to tie this ball game. They trail it 3-1.
Today, Kennan's 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch his first time up and then ground out to the shortstop. Ricky Castro his second time. This is a perfect chance for him to bring in 1 or maybe even 2.
Dan Kennan, with only 4 RBIs, has reached only on a hit by pitch today, and that was that 94-mile-an-hour fastball right to his thigh. 1-0. Comes the 1-0 offering. It's going to be inside, 2-0 now. And Michael Stafford has only thrown 1 strike so far from the mound. Got bases loaded for the Beavers with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 count on Kennan. The 2-0 pitch is going to be in there for a strike, 2-1.
And fans give a little cheer there. Trying to see a strike.
Stafford finally finds the strike zone. Only his 2nd strike thrown so far. Comes the 2-1 pitch. That's going to be high for a ball. 3-1 now, and Michael Stafford threatens to walk in a run. If this run from third base comes in, that'll be an earned run against Matt Rogers, who started off the inning and got the first 2 outs. Comes the 3-1 pitch. That's going to be in there for a strike, and we have a full count now on Dan Kennan. It's an 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Stafford. Just hit the outside edge of the strike zone. Comes the 3-2. He's going to ground that one through in the left side, and that's going to score 2 runs as running third base is Nick Buckner. He's going to come into home, and the throw to home is going to be off target. And we have a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 5th inning. A 2 RBI base hit for Dan Kennan ties the ball game. So now we got runners at the corners with 2 outs here for Robert Lucido. He has a chance to take the lead for the Beavers. Comes the first pitch, Lucido of the at-bat. It's going to be a ball, 1-0.
Perfect chance here for Lucido to get the Beavers up by 1.
That'll be their first lead of the ball game. They've trailed. It's either been tied or they've been trailing so far in today's ball game.
Definitely been a back and forth.
Yeah, this is their first opportunity to take the lead, and Lucido in there is 0 for 1. He walked last time up as the first pitch. That pitch is going to drive into the gap in right center field. That's going to get down. That's going to be an extra base hit for Robert Lucido. That's going to score 1 run, maybe 2, as surrounding third base is Mike Metashevsky, and he's going to come in safely. It's going to be a triple for Robert Lucido.
What a hit by Lucido, and great hustle on the base pads.
So a triple from Lucido is going to be driving 2 more runs and give the Beavers a 5-3 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Robert Lucido hitting that one to the gap in right center field, right between the 2 outfielders, made it all the way to the wall, and he brought in both runners on the base paths.
Just what the Beavers needed.
It's going to be a pitch inside, 1-0 now. DJ Martinez standing in, himself having an opportunity to further extend the lead for the Beavers. He's got Lucido down there at third base after he tripled. Comes the 1-0 pitch. Be another pitch inside, 2-0.
Hoppers just need 1 more out to get out of this inning. They've been struggling.
Matt Rogers threw the first 2 outs of this inning, and he walked 1 guy, put 1 guy on. And then Michael Stafford came in to get the last out and has since allowed, 4 runs to score.
Yeah.
3 of which have been earned for him.
Hopper's been getting roughed up.
And it's 3-0 on DJ Martinez. Michael Stafford just having such a hard time finding the strike zone as that one hits the outside edge, 3-1, and that one might have been just a gimme because that one looked like it was outside to me too. That one's definitely outside, so DJ Martinez will reach on a walk.
Another walk in this inning.
So there'll be runners at the corners yet again for DeAndre Clark. There has been 4 walks this inning, 3 of which from Mike Stafford, and only 1 from Rogers. First pitch to Clark's going to be a strike, 0-1. It's now a 5-3 lead for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, thanks to 2 RBIs each from Lucido and Kennan. Meanwhile, a wild pitch is going to score another run and make it 6-3.
Yikes.
I'm wondering how much further Nochi's going to let this one go before he pulls Mike Stafford. I think he's hoping he'll get this last out. He came in to get this last out, but has not been a good outing for him.
No, it hasn't.
As now there will be a runner at second base with 2 outs for DeAndre Clark as the wild pitch allows Robert Lucido to score. It's going to be a pitch high, 2-1 now on Clark. Clark so far in today's ballgame is 1 for 3. Got a base hit, and an infield base hit, and a stolen base. 2-1 pitch is going to be a ball. 3-1 on Clark. And Stafford threatens to walk his 4th batter this inning, 5th in total. Fifth in total for both pitchers, I should say. That was the 3-1 pitch. It's going to be high, and Andre Clark's going to be walked. And here comes Paul Nochi.
Yikes. This pitching from Stafford this evening has not been good. Also, Rogers. DeShazier had a great outing.
DeShazier, who started the game, went 4 innings pitched with 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. He took a bad tumble, and I believe it was the 2nd or 3rd inning, and I believe they just pulled him out of the game at 79 pitches just for precautionary purposes. So we will have a pitching change now as Michael Stafford's day is done. So Michael Stafford only gives up 2 hits, but gives up 5 runs as he walks 4 batters. Does not record a single out, and so far has given up 4 earned runs.
It's definitely been a rough inning for Hopper's pitching. We have the same score as that made-up game we had earlier today.
The lead is reversed, though. We made up that rain-shortened game earlier in today's ball game. Or not today's ball game, but earlier in today. They started that game at 5:30. We just went an extra 2 innings to finish off that game. The Hoppers ended up winning it, though. Donald Wanner in to pitch for the Hoppers and get the final out here. Brandon Raw will step in for the 2nd time today, or 2nd time this inning. Struck out swinging to start off the inning. I remember the frustrated look on his face as he walked away. So he's going to fly that one foul, 0-1. Runners at first and second base with 2 outs. That one's going to be in there for a strike. 0-2 now on Brandon Raw. The Beavers have taken the lead this inning, 6-3. One and two now. 1-2 pitch swung on and missed, and Brennan
This-
Raw goes down.
And this inning's finally over.
Raw striking out twice this inning, but the Beavers putting a hurt on the Hoppers this inning
Yes, they did.
as they plate 5 runs and take the lead 6-3 here in the bottom half of the 5th. So we go to the top half of the 6th, where due up for the Hoppers is going to be Mark Kruger, Chris Power, and Casey Chenoweth as they try to reclaim the lead yet again in this ball game. So we'll be back shortly. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 6th inning, where Mark Kruger is set to lead it off for the Hoppers, and the tables have turned quite a bit here, haven't they, Dan?
Yes, they have.
The Hoppers now trail it 6-3 here in the bottom or top half of the 6th inning after a 5-run explosion from the Beavers in the bottom half of the 5th.
Yeah, it was definitely a rough inning for Hopper's pitching. Kruger so far today is 1 for 2. Struck out his first time up, then had a hit single and a stolen base his last time up.
As his average continues to climb, he started out the season in kind of a hitting slump, but he's slowly been turning it on here,
Yes,
and
he
he's
has.
been hitting pretty well recently and getting RBIs as well.
And it's great to see.
As that's going to be a ball 2-2 now.
Welch is out there once again. Been doing a great job this evening. Besides giving up the 3 runs.
Swing and a miss there from Kruger, but it's a drop third strike. He's going to have to run down to first base, and the throw to Wilson will be in time. So Kruger goes down on strikes for the second time today. Chris Power will step in.
Before today's ball game, I picked him as my player of the game.
He has a double so far and has reached on an error his last time up, so he's reached base safely twice. Although only one for being a hit, as that one's going to be hit right over the head of Jake Welch. A quick throw down to first from a charging Martinez will get him, and that'll be 2 down here quickly in the top half of the 6th. So Casey Chenoweth will stand in. He got himself an RBI last time up. He grounded out, however, but still drove home a run. This is Mark Kruger from third base. That gave his team a 2-1 lead back at the time, Dan.
Yeah, it did.
But the explosion of the offense from the Beavers in the bottom half of the 5th turned the tables. It's going to be a ball 1-0.
Yeah, coming into this evening's ball game, Chenoweth was hitting 270. He had also 20 hits, a homer, and 8 RBIs.
1-0 pitch can be skied behind home plate into the stands. 1-1.
Make that now 21 hits and 9 RBIs of the season.
That pitch is going to get away from Lucido. It was a bad pitch from Welch, but no men on, so no harm done.
No, not at all. And Chenoweth was the guy we thought hit that walk-off home run back in June 9th when these two teams faced.
That rain delay game,
Yeah.
we thought it was going to go 6 innings or 5 innings, and we were just going to call it. So he hit that home run in the bottom half. Meanwhile, that's a ball low. 3-1 now. We were like, oh, it's a walk-off home run.
you had a great call.
I was like all pumped up about it. And then we find out that we were just going to play 6 innings and then continue the game later on.
That's just a step across the face.
Yeah. So even the fans were confused as that one's flown over to right field where Clark will make the catch. And that'll end the inning. Jake Welch comes out and has a 1-2-3 inning after his long rest between. So we go to the bottom half, the 6th, where the Beavers are due back up. Nick Wilson's going to lead it off. Following him be Robert Poller and Nick Buckner, the 3-4-5 hitters in the Beavers lineup. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 6th inning where the Beavers have a 6-3 lead. Nick Wilson leading it off. Fouls off the first pitch offered from Donald Wanner. 0-1 now. So far today, Dan, he is 1 for 2. He had a base hit, a fielder's choice that drove in a run, and a walk.
He's been active.
He's been active one way or another, Dan, that's for sure. Nick Wilson always seems to be active. He's batting with that 293 average coming into the day. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. He's going to foul that one off on a line into the netting. 1-2 now.
You want to know who else has been active? Elvis.
Elvis has been very active as he has been prancing around and doing numbers between innings as it's Elvis night here at Jimmy John's Field. And I have to say, it's a really high-quality impersonator.
Yes, it is.
It's 1-2.
Love a little
2-2.
House Rock. It's my favorite hit from Elvis.
Swing and a miss there from Nick Wilson. He strikes out in his 4th at-bat of the ball game. As David Wanner or Wanner?
I think it's Wanner.
Wanner?
Yeah.
Donald Wanner struck out the first 2 batters he's seen here.
And we have to find out how to say that. I always struggle with DeShazier.
DeShazier, I can understand.
I mean, I used to say it, and then I used to show you how to say it, and then now it back turned. I'm having struggles with
Apparently mispronunciations are contagious as that one's flied down towards the Beavers bullpen. 0-1 now on Pollard.
He's 0 for 2 today. Actually, 0 for 3.
Comes the 0-1 pitch. It's going to be in there for a strike. 0 for 2. 0-2, I'm sorry.
We've seen Pollard come in pinch hit a couple times already this season.
Yeah, pinch hit back on last Thursday's game between these two teams. So that one's going to be a ball 1-2. He walked in that. So far today, he doesn't have a hit. He reached on an error, however. This is his 4th plate appearance. That one's going to miss and be a ball. 2-2 now.
It's been a great evening here at Jimmy John's Field.
Here comes the 2-2 count. It's going to be just outside. Count will run full 3-2. And yeah, Dan, the temperature continues to drop here at Jimmy John's Field as the evening progresses, and it falls right in that golden zone, I find.
Yeah, I think Saturday's ball game is going to be in the 70s.
Oh, that's going to be
feel
gorgeous.
Great. Yes, it is. And then, of course, Sunday afternoon's got to be in the 80s again.
As that one's driven to right field on a line, that one is long gone. And that's a solo shot for Robert Pollard.
Wow.
And that will extend the lead for the Beavers, making it 7-3.
That got out in a hurry, Brian.
You knew off the bat that that one was long gone over there into right field.
What a beautiful swing from Pollard. And of course,
he got all of that one.
Yes, he did. And of course, the fans out there on the hill get treated to a free baseball.
So now Nick Buckner will stand in. He is 0 for 2 so far today. He walked back in the 5th inning, however. And yeah, Dan, I've said it before, but I think if I were to buy tickets in the seasons to come,
yeah,
I would definitely get a lawn seat just because
Definitely.
one, it's affordable.
yes.
I mean, you get to it's like having a picnic and watching a baseball game at the same time.
No, I agree with you.
As that one is going to be a strike. 0-1 on Buckner.
Warner wishes he could have that pitch back.
That's for sure. As the 0-1 pitch is going to be in the dirt, 1-1. Warner had come in and struck out the first 2 batters he faced. That was the final batter in the 5th and the first batter here, and then gave up that solo shot to Robert Pollard, and that one was absolutely driven out there. As that one's going to be grounded fouled on the first base line. 1-2 on Buckner. Still 1 out here. And Dan, that wasn't a moonshot per se. It was like a line drive home run straight to right field.
Like I said, it got out in a hurry.
Yeah, I wish we had the exit velocities. I wish we could get that because I really was curious to see how fast that one.
I'm telling you, this is just getting us pumped up for the home run derby on Saturday.
Because, yeah, Mankin out there in right field just watched that one go.
Yeah.
He didn't even bother running to it because, I mean, we all knew it was gone. Pollard just got all of that one, and here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be inside. Count will fall even 2-2 now on Buckner.
I'm telling you, folks, if you haven't got your tickets yet for Saturday, you're going to miss out on a great day. You got the home run derby, what is that, 5:30? And then you have the All-Star game right after.
That's going to be a ball 3-2. Yeah, you said the All-Star game Saturday is supposed to be in the 70s?
Yes, it's going to be nice.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
It's going to be beautiful.
The 3-2 pitch is going to be hit to center field, and that's going to be a base hit for Nick Buckner. So he follows up the solo shot from Robert Pollard with a single of his own. So now Mike Metashevsky will stand in. And so far today, Dan, he is 1 for 2.
He had a walk his last time up. That was in the 5th. And he was also your pick of player of the game, right? Before this game?
He was. He struck out looking twice and reached on a walk, as that's going to be a strike 0-1.
There's still time. Coming in this ball game, he was hitting .238, had 5 hits and an RBI.
0-1 pitch is going to be in there for a ball, 1-1. 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Donald Warner. That's going to be a ball inside, 2-1 now. So a man on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Beavers have extended their lead to 7-3 now thanks to the solo shot from Robert Poller. The 2-1 pitch is going to be fouled off. Count will fall even now at 2 apiece. Two-two pitch is going to be driven high in the air. It's going to be an infield pop-up. It's traveling into foul territory as Chenoweth will make the catch just on the other side of the third base foul line. And that'll be 2 down here. As Dan Kennan will stand in.
He has 2 RBIs in this ball game.
Yeah, he had himself a 2 RBI single back in the 5th inning. So far, overall is 1 for 2. Was hit by a pitch, too, all the way back in the 2nd, Dan.
That was in the thigh.
That was that 94-mile-an-hour fastball that drilled him. You could tell that one stung.
Guarantee he probably has a bruise there right now.
Probably gave him a pretty bad Charlie horse, I'd imagine. He jogged it off pretty well.
Yes, he did.
It's a ball outside 1-0, but I can't imagine it still stung quite a bit. 1-0 pitch swung on, missed. Big rip there at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. But he missed on a pitch on the outside side of the strike zone, 1-1. One pitch is going to be inside, 2-1 now, as Oliver has to go and chase that one down. The 2-1 pitch is going to be driven to center field. On the run is Mikowski, and he'll make the catch. So that will end the bottom of the 6th, but not before the Beavers add another run on after a solo shot from Robert Poller. So when we come back to the top half of the 7th, it's going to be Brendan Oliver to lead things off, along him be Ian Mikowski and Ricky Castro as they try to mount a comeback here as they trail by 4 runs. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 7th inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here as we bring you this game between the Beavers and the Hoppers.
And Brian, we have a pitching change.
We do. It's the relief pitcher Cam McKenzie on the mound.
Yeah, Cameron McKenzie so far this season, 10.5 innings pitch. He has a loss, and he has given up 9 hits, 6 walks, 10 strikeouts, 2 runs which were earned, and an ERA of 169 and a whip of 141.
As that pitch is going to be high, 2-0 now. Yeah, Dan, he had a strong season so
Yes, he
far,
has.
showing with that fastball hovering around 91, 92 miles an hour miles an hour. Holy cow!
Thursdays like our Mondays, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I really butchered that sentence. He swings and misses at that one, 2-1. He takes over on the mound for Jake Welch, who had a great outing
Yes, he did.
today. He went 6 innings pitched with 5 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of which were earned, though, and 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. So he had a quality start on the mound, put his
Yes,
team
he
in a
did.
good position to win here after the Beavers' offense exploded. And there's another strike from McKenzie, 2-2. And so now it's just up to the relief pitching and the defense to hold this one together as they lead by 4 runs here in the top of the 7th. The Hoppers trying to make a comeback here. They have 9 outs to do so. It's the 2-2 pitch. It's going to be a ball high, 3-2. 4-run deficit for the Hoppers, Dan. May seem like a lot, but the Hoppers are one of those teams that you just can't keep your eyes off of.
They come back. They can come back in a hurry.
Well, the moment you think you're comfortable with the lead, they will score a 5 or 6
Yes, they will.
inning on you and reclaim that lead in a hurry. As that's going to be a called strike 3 on Oliver. He thought he was getting walked, but McKenzie wins the battle. That'll be his first strikeout of the ball game, and there'll be 1 out now in the top of the 7th inning. Ian Mikowski will step in.
He ground out to the 1-6-3 double play his last time up.
That ended the 4th inning. One thing we didn't mention about Brendan Oliver when he was up to bat was he had his first RBI with the Hoppers.
Yep, now it's back in the 4th.
Back in the 4th inning, just before Mikowski hit for that double play. First pitch to Mikowski is going to be a ball outside, 1-0. 78-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. Here comes the 1-0. It's going to be in there for a strike, 1-1. 92-mile-an-hour fastball from McKenzie. One pitch will be high, 2-1 now. Another 91-mile-an-hour fastball. This one just missed a little bit too high on Mikowski.
Yeah, speaking of the Hoppers, it's just their bullpen has really killed them this evening. Troy DeSager started off really well, but of course, precautionary reasons was taken out, went for innings pitch.
Another ball misses outside. McKenzie seems to be relying pretty heavily on this fastball here in these early relief appearance.
Yep, definitely his go-to pitch.
Comes the 3-1 pitch to Mikowski. He's going to swing on that one and drill it foul. Count will run full now at 3-2.
And I believe he got Oliver on an off-speed pitch. So, perfect chance here to maybe even get Mikowski.
3-2 pitch is driven into foul territory down the left side. Lands on the left field patio. So it will remain 3-2 on Ian Mikowski.
Doing a great job of staying alive.
Well, Mikowski definitely is one of those batters who doesn't give up without
No.
a fight. Coming into the day, he's got a batting average of 400, but that's, of course, because he's new to the league. He's got 2 hits and 5 at-bats. He's 0 for 2 today as he's going to chop that one over to the shortstop Martinez. A quick throw down to first will get him, so McKenzie will end up winning the battle against Mikowski. McKenzie and Mikowski. Kind of fun to say.
Yes, it is.
So now Ricky Castro will step in. If anyone can get something started, it's going to be Castro.
Yes, it is. I mean, he just extended his hitting streak to now 18 games.
Yes, Dan, and he's just such a consistent player for them.
Yes, he
Obviously,
is.
with that hitting streak, it kind of screams consistency.
This evening, he's 1 for 2. Had a hit single back in the third, and last time up, walked.
That's going to be a pitch for a strike, 0-1, and not much of a surprise there if you ask me, Dan.
No.
Ricky Castro with his bat, his speed, his defensive capabilities. He's just a complete package out there.
You know what? He's also great to talk to on and off the field.
Yeah, I've heard all about how nice and
Yeah.
compassionate he is with his fans and even the employees here.
I had a chance to talk to him off the field, and I mean, he's just an outstanding guy.
And I completely believe that. I haven't personally had a chance to talk to him yet, but I definitely want to. As it's 0-1 on Ricky Castro as the meeting between Lucido and McKenzie are over.
Definitely a crowd favorite.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Castro. That's going to bounce in there. 1-1 now.
Really weird pitch there from McKenzie.
Looks like he pulled down on that one a little bit too hard as that one lands in the dirt. That one's going to be flared over to left field. Make the catch is Buckner. And we have a 1-2-3 inning for Cam McKenzie. 2 1-2-3 innings in the row for the Beavers. One from Jake Welch and one from Cam McKenzie. So we will go to the top of the 8th inning. We're due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers is going to be Robert Lucido, DJ Martinez, and DeNandre Clark. It is a 7-3 ball game, and it's 7th inning stretch time here at Jimmy John's Field. So stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the seventh inning.
Yep.
I got a little bit ahead of myself, saying it was the top half of the 8th. Swing and a miss there from Robert Lucido, and that's going to be 0-1 on him.
His last time up, I mean, that had a huge 2 RBI triple. That definitely extended the runs for the Beavers.
It's going to be a ball outside, 1-1. Yeah, that triple came in clutch as it drove in 2 more runs and gave them the lead 5-3 at the time.
Definitely what Lucido needed, because before coming in his ball game, he was only hitting 194.
So stuff like that can spark an offense and spark your own bat further to come as he fouls that one off, 1-2. So I would be careful and keep an eye on Robert Lucido as the season goes on and watches his average will climb. I'm calling it right now.
I'm going to have to remember that.
So 1-2 on Lucido. Comes the 1-2 pitch. Be high. 2-2. David Warner still out on the mound for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Pitch is going to be low in the dirt. Count will run full now. 3-2.
He's done a pretty good job besides giving up a homer. And that was to Robert Poller.
Here comes the 3-2 count. That's going to be driven fair ball down the right field line, and that's going to be One base, two, an extra base for sure. Lucido's coming into second. He's going to round second for his second triple of the ball game. And he is going to slide in there. And it's going to be a dropped ball, but they're going to call him out.
Oh, very close play there.
Lucido almost got in there for his second triple of the ball game. That'll for sure be a double for him, though. So Lucido has a multi-hit game, but gets thrown out at third base.
And manager Chris Newell does not agree with that call.
The ball was dropped.
Yes, it was.
But it was after they made the tag is the question.
And it looks like it was. But, man, how close was that?
So Lucido gets a double and was thrown out at third base. So I'm telling you, Dan.
I agree with you. He's going to continue to row here.
He's now 2 for 4 as DJ Martinez will stand in. First pitch to him is a ball, 1-0. Pitch, he misses as well. 2-0 now on Martinez. Martinez today is 0 for 1. He's gotten 2 walks. 1-0 pitch, he swung on and tipped foul. 2-1 now. Comes the 1-1. This will be a pitch outside. 3-1. Comes the 3-1 pitch. Swung on a miss there. Count will run full now. 3-2. It's going to be a pitch that he fouls off, stays alive, remain 3-2 on Martinez. Robert Lucido led off the inning with a double, but was thrown out at third base, getting greedy for that triple. He already has a triple. I think he just wanted to have 2.
A very close play there, too.
So the 2-2 pitch comes in. He's going to drive that one to right field. On the move is Mencken. He'll get underneath it and make the catch. That's 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
And here comes the hitting machine, Denandre Clark.
Denandre Clark looking to make a hit here in the bottom half of the 7th, give himself a multi-hit game. His only base hit in today's ball game came back in the 3rd. He promptly stole second as well.
And he walked his last time up.
So he
was
is
back in the 5th.
Yes, he is 1 for 3 in total. He has proven himself to be a very valuable piece in the offense, as that's going to be a strike on the outside edge, 0-1.
Before coming into this ball game, he was hitting .366, had 34 hits, and 11 RBIs.
Yeah, Dan, one of the great things about Denandre Clark is he knows how to swing the bat, but also knows how to show patience at the plate as well, as that one's driven in the air to center field. Makowski underneath it will make the catch, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So David Warner gives the Hoppers their first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. It's still a 7-3 lead for the Hoppers, however, as we go to the top half of the 8th inning. Due up for the Hoppers in the top half of the 8th will be Cam Stewart, John Mencken, and Esteban Gomez, the second baseman, right fielder, and first baseman for the Hoppers. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 8th inning.
And Brian, we have another pitching change.
Yes, Dan, we do. Kevin Martin's on the mound taking over for Cam McKenzie.
Yeah, so far this season, Kevin Martin has 10.5 innings pitched, has given up 9 hits, 8 walks, 17 strikeouts, has given up 3 runs which were earned, ERA 2.53 and a whip of 1.59. He's from Shelby Township, Michigan, graduated from Sterling Heights, Stevenson.
Him going from Cam McKenzie to Kevin Martin, the Beavers are pulling out all the stops here, trying to seal this win. They currently lead at 7-3, but you don't want to take any chances with the Hoppers.
No, not at all.
The Hoppers are a
very
talented
dangerous,
baseball
yes.
team.
They're very dangerous on the base pads.
So they went from a guy with a 2.45 ERA to a guy with a 2.53 ERA. So,
Funny how things work, doesn't it?
well, I don't think that it's funny how they were. Definitely intentional.
Intentional, yep.
As Cam Stewart will step in and lead off the inning. First pitch to him is going to be way inside, 1-0. You can't give these two, the Hoppers, any room to breathe, or else they'll strike first and strike fast. Hoppers did strike first today thanks to a home run from Esteban Gomez. They had a 3-1 lead before the 5th inning happened, and then they lost the lead. It seems to always be the 5th inning, doesn't it,
Yes,
Dan?
it does. It's always the one that just drags on.
It's going to be a quick meeting at the mound as Lucido and Martin are having trouble getting on the same page. And, Dan, I have a feeling that a lot of the reasoning behind that is because that's around the 2nd or 3rd time the batters have seen the pitcher in the game, and because of that, they start to learn their pitches, learn their tactics.
Yep.
They try to start to figure out what they're all about.
Yep, you got that right. So.
And clearly, in the 5th inning, Dan Kennan and Robert Lucido did find out what they were all about, as they both had 2 RBI base hits. Kennan with a base hit, Lucido with that triple. As that's going to be a strike, 1-1 now on Cam Stewart.
Yeah, it was on the inside corner.
Kevin Martin is having trouble deciding on a pitch. Him and Lucido need to get on the same page here as he finally sets. Here comes the 1-1. It's going to be driven foul. 1-2 now on Cam Stewart.
And they're going to meet once again to try to get on the same page.
They have Cam Stewart in a favorable count, but if they're not on the same page and the pitch isn't where Lucido thinks it's going to be,
that's not good.
or he's not getting the pitches he thinks he's going to get, then it could really cause for some trouble.
And you don't want that to happen, especially with this lead that the Beavers have. It's a 4-run lead.
So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Cam Stewart chased a fastball high out of the strike zone. And that's going to be a strikeout for Kevin Martin to start his relief appearance. John Mankin will step in now.
He's 0 for 3 today.
He has popped out twice and grounded out. He hasn't driven a ball into the outfield yet today.
Yeah, the Hoppers are running out of time here.
They have just five outs remaining in this ball game to mount a comeback and tie this ball game at least. Here comes the first pitch to Mankin. Whoa, way inside as Mankin has to jump out of the way of that one. 1-0. Mankin is another one of those players in the Hoppers lineup that if you need something to happen, he's the guy to get it started.
Yep.
With that 343 batting average on the season so far.
3 homers and 13 RBIs.
His home runs seem to come at ideal times, too, as he skies that one in foul territory. 1-1 now. So keep an eye on him to watch him get on base. He hasn't yet today, so I'd say he's due. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top half of the 8th inning.
Mankin will represent the Hoppers in the All-Star game and also in the Home Run Derby on Saturday.
1-1 pitch is going to be low. 2-1 now. Not surprised that Mankin will be in the home run derby. Every ball he seems to hit seems to make its way on the warning track. He was definitely their power hitter in the lineup. Chris Power being another one. As the 2-1 pitch is hit for a base hit to the left side.
And like we said, he's the go-to guy to get things started for the Hoppers.
Yes, sir, as he is on with only one out here in the top of the 8th inning for Esteban Gomez.
He had a solo shot back in the second.
And yeah, Dan, he absolutely demolished that baseball to center field over the netting back there.
I was just laughing because, Brandon Raw tried to leap for it and was unsuccessfully, of course, getting that.
Well, I got to give him A for effort.
Yeah, there you go.
So Gomez will come in and try and get a second hit of the ball game and keep things alive for the Hoppers as they try to mount a comeback here. First pitch he is offered to him. He fouls off 0-1. It's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball high in the zone. Gomez getting underneath it, fouled it in the netting behind home plate.
We were coming into this evening's ball game. He was hitting .247, had 20 hits, 2 homers, and 18 RBIs.
Comes the 0-1 pitch. That's going to be high. 1-1 now. One offer is going to be high and inside. 2-1 now. Kevin Martin started the inning by striking out Cam Stewart, but then gave up a base hit to John Mankin. So with 1 man on and 1 out and trailing by 4 runs, the Hoppers look to get something going. That's going to be fouled into the netting into the left side. 2-2 now. Count will fall even. Comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Gomez goes down on strikes. Second strikeout of the ball game for him. And Kevin Martin has himself the second strikeout in his relief appearance. So now Mark Kruger will stand in. Mark Kruger so far in today's ballgame is 1 for 3, Dan.
Yeah, he had a hit single back in the fourth, and he also had a stolen base.
Other than that, he struck out swinging twice, so he's going to try and
cut that down.
He's going to try and avoid
the
hat trick when it comes to strikeouts.
Actually, we have a pinch hitter.
Well,
Jeremy
I guess it's
Stidham.
impossible for him to have 3 strikeouts in a ball game if they pinch hit for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
So number 44, Jeremy Stidham will stand in. Stidham is still looking for his first base hit with the Hoppers this season. This at-bat is all about matchups. Stidham is a right-handed batter going up against a left-handed pitcher. So it makes sense in this situation, especially when you're down by a few runs, to try and just take advantage of the matchups the best you can. It's 1-0 on him. As Martin sets, comes the delivery of the pitch. He's going to drive that one. Fair ball down the right field, the third base line.
Ooh.
Oh, it's going to be called foul. I thought that was a fair ball down there.
I did too.
Down the third base line. And
it just got foul.
So it'll be 1-1 on Jeremy Stidham. And I thought Jeremy Stidham just had himself an extra base hit. But
I think that would have brought Mankin in.
I think it would have brought him in too.
He wished it
As
just would have stayed fair.
Lucido's going to have a talk with the ump. Don't know what it's about. Could be about the foul ball, but honestly, I've seen these catchers talking up with the ump so much, I don't know what to talk about anymore. There's a runner at first base and 2 outs for Jeremy Stidham. Stidham trying to keep this inning alive here. It's the top of the 8th inning, and his team trails by 4 runs. It's 7-3 in favor of the Beavers. As the 1-1 is going to be hit down the left field line, but this time it's going to be caught by Kennan. He'll throw down to second and get John Mankin. So we've played 7.5 innings of baseball here at Jimmy John's Field. The Beavers still lead it 7-3 as we go to the bottom half of the 8th. Leading off for the Beavers in the bottom half of the inning will be Brandon Raw. Following him be Nick Wilson and Robert Poller. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Where leading off for the Beavers is Brandon Raw. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler bringing you this Thursday evening game between the Beavers and the Hoppers. Currently a 7-3 lead for the Beavers.
So far in this evening's ball game, Brandon Raw has been 1 for 3, struck out 3 times already.
He's got that hat trick going. He does have an infield single for out, however. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's going to be a ball outside, 1-1, and Donald Warner still out there. He has gone 2 1/3 so far, as he looks to go 3 innings and 1/3. 3 1/3, I guess is the easiest way to say that. Is the 1-1 pitch going to be outside, 2-1.
He's only given up 3 hits. So, and he has a strikeout.
He's been very good so far. I guess is the easiest way to say that.
Yep.
2-2 pitch is going to be hit right to the mound. That goes off of Warner. It goes over to the third baseman, and they're going to still make the play. Deflect. Yeah, go ahead.
Let's hope he's okay, because that deflected off his ankle.
So that ball was deflected off of Warner right to the third baseman Chenoweth, who made the play down at first base. He seems okay. That one probably is going to leave a bump on his shin, I'd imagine. So now Nick Wilson will stand in. Wilson so far today, Dan, is 1 for 3 as a base hit, a fielder's choice that brought in a run for an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout swinging. He's done a little bit of everything.
Yes, he has. Been a crazy stat there.
It's not often you see someone hit into a fielder's choice for an RBI, as the first pitch to Wilson will come in. He's going to fly that one to right field. It's going to get down as that foul ball.
Oh, another close play.
That one was just foul. I couldn't really tell from my angle which way that one landed.
I think that's the 3rd time this evening we have seen so many close plays down the foul ball territory line.
Yeah, we saw a couple down the third base line and one's down the first base line now, as that one looked like it landed just foul. And I could have swore I thought I got a piece of that foul line, but apparently not.
Well,
as Wilson is just barely robbed of a double. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. He's going to drive that one to center field. On the run is Mikowski, and he'll get underneath it. So Nick Wilson hit that one on a line, but unfortunately Mikowski was in the vicinity to make the catch. So it's going to be 2 quick outs for Donald Warner and the Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
And now due up is Robert Poller, who had a solo home run his last time up, and that got out in a hurry. That was to right field over there in the hill.
And that was the first hit that Donald Warner gave up in this
Yep.
relief pitching outing, and it's the only run he's given up as well. So that's going to be a ball high 1-0.
And it was Robert Poller's second hit of the season.
First RBI as well.
Yeah.
His first RBI with USPBL. It's going to be a ball 2-0. We've seen a lot of the new guys to the league, Dan, getting their first RBIs off of home runs. It was Schaefer.
Yep.
And I'm drawing a blank here. It's 3-0
Me too.
now.
Of course, Robert Poller.
Yeah, Robert Poller. We're just going to beat
That's
around
an
the
easy
bush.
one.
As that one's going to be in there for a strike, 3-1.
Man, oh man, me and you are drawing blanks tonight.
Yeah, I know. I have his name on the tip of my tongue. Ethan Whisker.
Yep.
That's who it was.
And that was, I think a 3-run shot.
Yes, it was. As it's going to be a walk. So the Beavers get their first man on in this inning with 2 outs. It's the bottom of the 8th inning, and they lead it 7-3. Nick Buckner will come in for his 5th at-bat of the ball game.
He's 1 for 3 today. He had a hit for a single his last time up, but before that struck out, flew out to a left fielder, Chris Power, and he walked.
So Nick Buckner looks to make it a multi-hit game. Runner at first base with 2 outs. First pitch to Buckner is going to be a ball outside. 1-0. He's going to swing and miss at that one.
Very late
1-1.
swing from him.
Yes, it was, Dan, as he just couldn't catch up to that one. The 1-1 pitch is going to be in there for a strike. Buckner's going to take on it, 83 miles an hour. Robert Poller down there at first base. Got on due to a walk, but keep an eye on him because he might be able to, or has the ability to steal.
Yes, he does.
So that's going to be a ball 2-2. And Dan, did I just see a firework shoot off?
I think so.
I mean, I'm not surprised it's still around that. It's still the same week of 4th of
You
July.
know what? The fireworks can go off every single night.
See, 2-2
seems
pitch is going to be outside. Count is going to run full now, 3-2. Yeah, for about the next month. I mean, I'm one of those guys. First of all, fireworks to me, the 4th of July are pretty much the only time I go out of my way to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just kind of gets obnoxious. I can understand for the week of, but several weeks after,
yeah, no point.
as he's going to ground that one up the middle. Castro's going to catch the ball and make the play down to first, and that's going to end the inning. So we go to the top half of the 9th, and that's going to be last call for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers as they still trail it by 4 runs, 7-3. Leading off for the Hoppers in the top of the 9th is going to be Chris Power, Casey Chenoweth, and Brennan Oliver, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Hoppers. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the ninth inning, where it's the last call for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
And we have a new pitching change, Brian.
And yes, we do, Dan, as Kevin Martin's day is done, and on the mound is Jacob Etzel.
Yeah, he has 2.5 innings pitched so far this season. He has given up only 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 run which is earned, an ERA of 3.38, and a WHIP of 1.13. So he's still brandly new to this league.
He's done a good job so far in the 2 2/3 he has pitched, only giving up that 1 run. Kevin Martin's day is done at 1 innings pitched with 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. So he got the job done. Only 1 man on in that inning for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, as it's going to be a strike, 1-1 now on Chris Power. See, 1-1 pitch is going to be low for a ball, 1-1. They appealed down, or 2-1. They appealed down to first, but he didn't really go anywhere with that swing. So the 2-1 pitch is going to be inside. Power kind of shrugging out of the way of that one. 3-1.
The guy I chose before the game to be player of the game.
Chris Power is also who you chose last time. That one's going to be in there for a strike. 3-2.
I didn't realize that.
I know you didn't, but as soon as I looked at my score sheet from last Thursday when these two teams played and I saw that, I was like, oh, I've got to tell him this.
Well, thank you for telling me.
Well, at least he had a double. He's doing better than my pick, Metashevsky.
What about Steve's pick?
Steve's pick is 0 for 4, so you're so far leading it.
Yes.
Here's the 3-2. He's going to drive that one foul. That one's going to land on Auburn Road. 3-2.
I get to go home, possibly a happy man this evening.
If that's all it takes to make you happy, Dan, then I'm happy.
Okay. That's all that matters.
The 3-2 pitch is going to be low for a ball, so the leadoff man in the top of the ninth is going to walk. As the Hoppers still looking to get something going here, as they're down to their last 3 outs. Getting the leadoff man due to a walk, it will help, as Casey Chenoweth will stand in. He already has an RBI in today's ballgame.
Last time up, flew out to the right fielder, DeAndre Clark.
For those who are listening, I recommend you guys come to the game on July 9th. That is 3 days from now. That is our Sunday evening or Sunday afternoon game, as that's going to be in there for a strike. Why, Dan?
It's Superhero Day.
It sure is. Superhero Day here at the ballpark. And let me tell you, Dan, I am a gigantic nerd. I love my superheroes.
You know what? Same.
And you know what? It's honestly, I became a huge nerd about superheroes because of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which sounds like a cop-out. But I actually like DC more than I like Marvel now. So that's going to be a ball way outside, 1-1.
I love Captain America.
Yeah, Captain America. See, the thing about DC I like more about Marvel is that their villains are a lot more memorable. And I'm not talking about the DC movies. Now, the DC movies I think are hot garbage. There are a couple good ones. I like, obviously, the Dark Knight trilogy was good, but I feel like they take themselves too seriously. Obviously, the Marvel, they dominate the live-action films, and all of them are entertaining. I haven't found one that I have disliked. I have definitely ones that I like more than others, as that one's popped way high in the air. Over is Lucido into foul territory. It's going to be Kennan, who will not make the catch in foul territory, as he couldn't track that one down properly.
And Martinez had to jump over him. So
1-2 now on Chenoweth. But I feel like the villains are a lot more well put together and more memorable for DC.
Yeah, I'm excited for Sunday.
Tell me, Dan, who is your favorite superhero?
Of course, Superman.
Okay, I can get on to that.
Either that or, I like
the
Captain
Boy Scout in blue.
I do. When I saw Captain America, I fell in love with it. But then, of course, Spider-Man is out there. But if I had to pick one,
Spider-Man's a cool one. I really enjoy Spider-Man. Swing and a miss there on a drop third strike, but
and the thing
they'll tag him out, so that'll be the first out of the top of the ninth.
The thing about Spider-Man, I only loved the first 2 movies of it.
Are we talking? Okay.
With Tobey Maguire.
Okay. The first 2 movies for the Tobey Maguire movies are really, really good. I got to agree with you on that one.
That's the only ones I like.
The Amazing Spider-Man, the first movie was really good.
Okay.
But I feel like both the actors, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, weren't really good at Peter
Good for it.
Parker's.
Okay.
Because Tobey Maguire he looked like he was in his 30s playing a high
Yeah,
school kid.
you're right. Yep.
Andrew Garfield looked like way too much of a popular, cool kid to be the nerd that Peter Parker is. Peter Parker is like a socially awkward nerd. As that's a ball 1-0 on Brandon Oliver. The Eastside Diamond Hoppers are down to the last 2 outs here.
Are you going to go see the new one, the Homecoming?
Yes, because I think Peter Holland does a fantastic job as
Yeah.
Peter Parker. Because he really, first of all, he's actually around the age that a high school kid would be. And he comes off as a complete nerd, and I love it. As that one's fouled off, 1-1 now on Brandon Oliver.
Yeah, definitely had some really good reviews already for it. So
I think my favorite superhero, though, has got to be from DC Universe is Shazam.
that's a good one.
He is
That is a really good one.
about on par when it comes to strength as
Yep.
Superman, but his magic comes from his power stems from magic instead of the scientific phenomenon that gives Superman his power through the yellow sun. And 2-1 on Brandon Oliver as that's a pitch outside.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Sunday. I can't wait to see the fans who come out, maybe even dressed in their favorite superhero.
I
outfit.
definitely am going to be wearing some superhero gear.
All right.
The 2-1 pitch is going to be skied over into right field. It's going to land on the right field patio, and it's going to be 2-2 now on Brandon Oliver.
Unfortunately, I don't have no superhero gear, but it's just gonna be a great day on Sunday. And also Saturday, we have the All-Star game and the Home Run Derby, so it's gonna be another. This whole weekend's gonna be great.
I'm excited for the All-Star game. I really
Yes.
am. So 2-2 on Brandon Oliver. Here comes the delivery from Etzel. It's going to be a swing and a miss, and Brandon Oliver goes down on strikes. The second strikeout of the inning for Jacob Etzel, and the Hoppers are down to their final out here in the top of the 9th inning. They have 2 outs. They trail by 7-3 with Chris Power down there on first base for Ian. Scratch that.
It's gonna be John Kraft pinch hitting for Ian Mikowski.
John Kraft batting .281 on the season so far with 2 RBIs and 9 hits. He will be the last hope for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. He's going to fly that one foul. 0-1 on Kraft. Jacob Etzel trying to close this one out here.
A little kid got a baseball.
And that made the fans roar in celebration.
Yes.
People love it when little kids win. Let me tell you. The 0-1 pitch
they
is going to
do.
be outside, 1-1. It's just because there's that innocent grin on their face.
Yeah.
Just to them,
It
that
takes
moment.
you back to that moment, like when you were that young.
Well,
or something
especially for
like
that kid,
Yeah.
like that moment in their young life is probably the best moment that's happened to them. So see them so giddy about it just makes everyone around them happy. Little kids just have that power, I feel. As the 1-1 pitch comes in, swing and a miss there, 1-2. Little kids also have the uncanny ability to make everyone around them miserable if they're,
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're going to stick with the positives here.
You know, every single ball game too. It's fun seeing the little kids run the bases as well after the ball game.
It's all about the fanfare on
Yes,
that one.
it
It's
is.
not about the race, but it's about the little kid running around. It always gets, whenever the little kid beats the mascot,
That too. Yeah.
the crowd erupts
Yep.
in applause. It's just such a great thing to see.
Or you get those little kids that are running the bases for the first time, don't know where to exactly
They
go.
stop at second
Yeah.
base thinking that's it.
That's great to see.
As that one's going to be grounded fouled on the first base line. 1-2 on John Kraft. The Hoppers are down to their final strike here in the top of the 9th inning. Jacob Etzel with one more strike could end this ball game. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. He's going to swing and foul tip that one off the mask of it. Lucido behind home plate. So it'll remain 1-2, and Kraft will stay alive as Lucido resets himself.
Yep.
Caught him by surprise, it looked like, when it hit him in the face mask. I can't say as I blame him. I'm sure that would catch me by surprise, too.
Yep.
So John Kraft digs in again. waits for the 1-2 pitch. Here comes the delivery from Etzel. It's going to be outside. Count's going to fall even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's 2 outs and a man on first for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers here in the top of the 9th. You're still down to their last strike.
Trailing by 4.
Comes the 2-2 pitch. He's going to drive that one to left field. That's high in the sky. On the run is Buckner. He'll run out of room as that one hooks just fouled on the left field line.
Yeah, we know where that 315 says.
Yeah, he got that. That was over 315 feet, but he was just a little bit early on that one. And a hooked foul to the left of the left field foul pole. And that could have made it 7-5 if it was just a little more to the right. So again, the 2-2. Here comes the pitch. Oh, it's going to be just low. Count's going to run full now, 3-2.
That was a very close pitch there by Jacob Etzel.
It was just a tad low, missing the strike zone. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. He's going to ground that one over to the second baseman, Pollard. This should end the ball game. Throw down to Wilson, and that will do it. John Crafter will ground out, and that'll end the ball game. The Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers take down the Eastside Diamond Hoppers 7-3 as Jake Welch will get the win, and Michael Stafford will get the loss. And we'll tally up our scorecards here, and we'll come back shortly for our post-game chat. Again, the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers take down the Eastside Diamond Hoppers 7-3. So stay with us. We'll be back shortly. All right, welcome back, everyone. Brian Fisher and Dan Dolby with you here to bring you a post-game chat after the final of this game, 7-3, Beavers over the Hoppers. And to give you a quick recap of what has all happened in this ball game, the Hoppers got out to a 1-0 lead in the second inning thanks to an Esteban Gomez solo shot to dead center field. It was at least 400 feet home run. A phenomenal power on that one. They were tied it in the bottom of the third inning, the Beavers did, on a fielder's choice RBI from Nick Wilson. The Hoppers reclaimed the lead in the fourth inning thanks to RBIs from Casey Chenoweth and Brandon Oliver. And then it was all Beavers ever since. In the bottom of the fifth inning, the Beavers scored 5 runs. One was scored from a wild pitch, and then 2 RBI single from Kennan and a 2 RBI triple from Robert Lucido. And then in the sixth inning, they scored another run thanks to a home run solo shot from Robert Pollard, a line drive home run over the right field. That one got out in a hurry. And that made it 7-3, and that's where that game would end up. Jake Etzel would come in for the Beavers in the 9th inning to end the game, and he faced 4 batters and obviously got 3 of them out as the victory for the Beavers was 7-3. The starting pitchers today were Torrey DeShazer and Jake Welch. Torrey DeShazer going 4 innings pitched with 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And Jake Welch went 6 innings pitched with 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. And Dan, good starting performances from both starting pitchers.
Yes, Torrey DeShazer, hopefully, he was taken out in the 4th inning, precautionary reasons because of that one play. He stumbled over himself.
He stumbled and it looked like he hurt his knee.
So hopefully he's okay. I guarantee he's going to be okay. But
you guarantee it?
I guarantee it.
Oh, I'm holding you to that one.
Okay. Anyways, Michael Stafford came in for Matt Rogers came in, and then Michael Stafford got roughed up a little bit for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. But then Jake Welch, great outing from him this evening.
Yeah, he got roughed up a little bit in the early goings.
Yeah.
Not too bad. The 2nd and 3rd inning, he gave up 3 runs in total, but he gave his team a good chance to win. Only 2 earned runs in 6 innings pitched, put his team in a good position to win that ball game, and they did so. Pitcher of the game, who would you give it to, though?
I gotta take a look at this. I didn't think you're gonna put it at me on the spot like that. Anyways, I'm going to have to go with...
Well, while you figure that out, Dan, I'll go with Donald Warner,
okay,
the relief pitcher for the
right,
Eastside Diamond Hoppers. He came in after Michael Stafford gave up 5 runs and then proceeded to pitch the last 3 1/3 innings of the game. He went long in that ball game. He did give up 1 solo shot to Robert Poller, but other than that, only gave up 3 hits in total with 1 walk and 2 strikeouts, and really did a good job of settling down the Beavers' offense in that ball game.
I'm going to give it to Kevin Martin.
Kevin Martin did a good job. He went 1 inning pitched with 1 hit and 1 strikeout, no earned runs, so he did his job very well in that inning he did pitch.
Now, what about for your player? Who you can go with?
My player of the game is easily going to be Robert Lucido.
Yeah, what an outstanding night, and a night that he needed, especially coming into today's ballgame with a 194 batting average. 2 RBIs, had a triple with that 2 RBIs, and obviously had a double, and then was caught going for his 2nd triple in the ball game. But hey, still a double.
Yeah, Dan, he had that triple with the 2 RBIs, and then, like you said, that double. He was tried to stretch it to a triple, but they ended up throwing him out at 3rd base. But still, he ended up going 2 for 3 in that ball game with 2 RBIs. He also had a walk as well. So I think he's easily the player of the game for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers and just the game in general.
Yeah, overall, it was a really good game. Of course, we've seen these 2 teams earlier in the day. They had a doubleheader, of course.
Hoppers won that one.
Yep, the Hoppers won, and it was 6-3.
Yes.
So
pretty close.
Yeah, pretty close.
So anyway, Dan, what is on the schedule for tomorrow's 7:05 p.m. start on Friday Night Fireworks?
Right. We have the Unicorns taking on the Westside Woolly Mammoths.
So it's going to be an exciting game there. That game, like I just mentioned, is going to be first pitch at 7:05 p.m. on July 6th. Or July 7th. That is tomorrow. So thank you guys all for listening. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here at Jimmy John's Field. One more time, the Beavers beat the Hoppers 7-3, and we will catch you guys tomorrow. Thank you all for listening.